casually late streamer, huh? I took a nap. And when I woke up, it said it was 11. I was like, what the heck? I didn't take a nap that long. Yeah, no, I took a nap that long. I've said this many times before, but if I murder Sugma, you guys will in fact come to court and defend me, right? Like even Andre realizes this is really dumb. All right, I'm gonna download the video. Yesterday was I don't know how many people were there for yesterday's Nikkei stream, but at the end of the Nikkei stream, I was told I didn't even finish part 1. We were supposed to finish the summer story, but we only finished part 1 of it. But I was told I didn't even finish part 1. And the moment I reached my bed, lamp was on and everything. I was gonna check like a bunch of gachas before going to bed. And then I wake up at like 6 a.m. or something. And I realize I didn't do anything. I just like reached my bed and immediately fell asleep. I was exhausted. All right, looks like video's downloaded. Let's do it. But yeah, sorry for being late, but I took a nap, and that's the end of the story. Nah, making sure you go to jail. Ugh. You goes to do this for Sugma? Come on. It's Faye. It doesn't matter. All right. I just want you canceled IRL. How could you, as somebody who's been, people have tried to cancel? No worries, was a lot boring during my shift out. You saying, all right. Jail me first. Gaming, no balls. Oh, okay. Man, Tree Man, why you do this so many things for Sugma? You know, if today wasn't the Fate trailer, I probably would have taken it off. For those who haven't been around, yesterday was officially, oh, actually today, it's still today for 40 more minutes. It's officially 2 weeks at this company. So adjusting to working again has been rough. All right, let's do this. By the way, I actually was planning on streaming on Monday even. Here's the E3's defense match. I even had it set up and everything. My goodness. All right, let's do this. You shouldn't have streamed about Faye today, just despite Sugma. LOL. You know, that's very tempting. That's actually very tempting. You know, if you dislike someone, you're willing to go distances to do something that would bother them, even though it would actually cost you something yourself. Like, that's tempting. All right, anyways, let's do this. Bay trailer time. It's new Mythic Heroes.
My
Healing
name is
Nectar.
Haythrune, once known as the Nectar of the Healing Hands.
Is this actually the new Farm Heroes music? Whoa, what the heck is that? Oh, new A-slot Stronghold. And Aegis. Okay, so she... 80 bulwark and divine nectar. Wait, what? I thought we were gonna say like Hardy Fighter 4 or something, but I guess we can read that moment. Her nectar heals illnesses and poisons. My damage.
Onward. Yes.
No way. You just released Summer Goveg. What are you doing? Why do they even do this stuff? This is such nonsense. You just released Summer Goveg. Why are you already showing her getting beat? What is... Ugh. Every single time we do summer duels in this game, I just get reminded there's no strategy involved. Like, it says SRPG. Like, that's a classification from HeroeS, right? The S stands for strategy. There's no strategy. Like, what? You can't do that. There's no... What universe is this okay? Let's keep going. But, like, come on. Yeah, that's a ridiculous new healing meta. Okay, wait, that's kind of ironic. Because Ashura was once upon a time the most flashy laser in the entire game. And then she dies by lasers. Pretty flashy lasers. I actually kind of like that animation. Quieting strength.
The body is the first weapon. It must be honed, made sharp.
Alright. Oh, man. I forgot who talked about this. But having the manly beasts fight each other? Alright. A healing hand who uses his body as the ultimate blade and shield. There's a lot of lasers in this one.
Muscle is power.
Bruh. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Freyr moved spaces and still died? Oh, whoa, his stats are out too.
Always ready.
Wait. Oh, I thought we were gonna see the big punches against each other. Alright, I guess not. Alright. We'll read all that in a moment. There's a lot to read though. But here's your new banner. Whoa, Loki's back. Wait, I guess that's on the calendar. Alright, let's talk about it. Alright, officially becomes official on the 26th. And tomorrow's maintenance, so. Alright, a double Mythic HeroeS banner in summer. Okay. Hey guys, sorry for starting to stream late. I took a nap, and therefore I was really late. The only reason I streamed on time yesterday was because I came home and I didn't take a nap, but because I slept longer than usual, I thought I could take a nap and wake up on time and everything. No, I can't. I don't know about you guys. I wanted to start the stream today and do it just chatting and ask you guys, as fellow normies, people that just work a 9 to 5, well, in my case, 8:30 to 5. How do you balance your time and energy once you come home? Because I can't nap. If I nap, there ain't any chance of me doing anything on time. Don't sleep. I can't. So yeah, this is not on purpose. It really isn't on purpose, but it happened. Put an alarm. I obviously put an alarm. I don't know about you guys, but when you're really tired, you sleep through your alarm. I mostly chill. I was chilling. I was listening to music and going over lists and stuff. No, let me know. Exercise. How do you exercise when you're so tired? No, man. Get some NyQuil? What? That sounds like a addiction kind of thing. Why would you even recommend that? I started working 9 to 5 2 weeks ago. I'm too tired to do my workouts now. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're just tired after work. Practice yoga. It's energy cultivating you will build endurance. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like coming home from work, doing something and streaming. So, I don't know. Does yoga actually give you more energy? Alright, anyways, that's something I'm gonna have to figure out. But yeah, every single time I come to, fellow normies. Nap during work. I wish, MC Warrior. If I could work at home, every lunch I just nap, but nah, I haven't been able to do that. Go for a 20-30 minute walk. Don't just go lay down. Oh, that's such a big commitment. You know, when you think about it, it would make more sense to take a 20-30 minute nap instead of a 20-30 minute walk. But yeah, like, that doesn't work. I've been trying it for like 2 weeks now. Learn to cook and cook yourself something fun before you start a stream. I've been eating once a day, and that eating once is at lunch. I don't know about that one. That's not a bad idea if I wasn't doing that already. Wow, you're just lazy? I go for a walk every day already. What the heck? It's just not after work. It's in the morning. I spend at least 15 minutes a day walking. Anyways. All right, let's begin. Again, sorry for being late. Here we go. Normally when we get double Mythic Heroes, it's in November, right, chat? Or double, you know, special heroes that are like legendary or mythic. But yeah, this is interesting because we were talking about a couple weeks ago that if we were going to get all the Mythic Heroes this time around, it wasn't going to happen because they just don't have the timing for it unless they did something extreme. And this wasn't what we were expecting. But yeah, here it is. The Healing Nectar. We weren't expecting her for quite a while longer. It's Hetherin. Well, Hetherin? I honestly don't even know how to say her name. Norse mythology, guys. Anyways, Green, Beast, Infantry. BA, Cat, Protano. Artist, Kozaki Yosuke. Anima, Defensive Hero. Nectar Horn, Aegis, Stronghold. We'll start at Stronghold. Attack -3, grants defense res +7. At start player phase or enemy phase, neutralizes panic and any penalties to units defense and res that take effect on unit at this time. Wow, that seems very similar to the L&D upgrade. But yeah, you can see the idea here. That's not bad, to be honest. Panic resistance is a pretty good throw-in. Anyways, it's Aegis.
They could have also given them the must-build treatment and released them all in a normal new HeroeS banner, like those Book 2 characters. But alas, seems they'll be Mythic's Nan said.
That was like over 5 years ago. Okay. I don't think they like that, because that's why they didn't do it. Anyways, Nectar Horn. Accelerates special trigger cooldown count -1 slaying. At start player phase or enemy phase, if any foes within 3 rows or 3 columns center on unit have res less than units res +5. Inflicts attack against -7, discord deep wounds, and a penalty that neutralizes non-special if foe would reduce units HP to 0. Unit survives 1 HP effects on those foes through their next actions. Wow, that's a lot of debuffs. If foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at start combat, inflicts attack defense -6 on foe, inflicts penalty on foe's attack defense equals 20% of units res at start combat, reduces damage from foe's attacks by 20% of units res, excluding AoE specials, neutralizes foe's bonuses to attack defense from skills like Fortify, Rally, etc., and grants special cooldown charge +1 unit per attack during combat. Okay, breath. At start, well, it's not breath, it's better than that. At start of turn, if units is adjacent to only beast or dragon foes, transforms. And if transforms, attack +2, deals some damage when special triggers, and full tempo. Okay, well, to sum it up, that's a lot of debuffing, which is insane. Why is she gonna do that? Who knows, but really good debuffs. A lot of extra stats and stat manipulation. And then, of course, neutralization and bonuses to attack defense. And then the Fallen Breath ability. It's really good. Who isn't good at nowadays? I thought she was going to be a savior hero at the start of this. But yeah, she's not. Anyways, it's Bulwark 4, which, you know, it's really good. You have to fight her. You can't just run past her. And then Divine Nectar, at start of player phase or enemy phase, if units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants Divine Nectar to unit and allies in 2 spaces of a unit for 1 turn. Divine Nectar, okay. Virtually everyone gets it. If a rally movement is a skill like reposition, shove, pivot, etc. is used by an ally of Divine Nectar, effect active, grants another action to that ally once per turn. Wait, what? Anyone can use this? This is like Robin, young Robin. You just get a second turn. If units within 3, well, it refreshes it, but if units with, wait. Grants another action to that ally once per turn. If another action effect that grants action to unit has been activated at the same time, this effect is also considered to have been triggered. Okay, so that makes more sense. That means you can't just spam it over and over again. If units within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe, inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack during combat. Okay. Also, stats and guard. Okay, so what does Divine Nectar do? Neutralize deep wounds during combat. Restores 20 HP to unit as unit combat begins. Okay. That's like the new Breath of Life stuff. And if you first combat initiated by a foe or first combat initiated by a unit that turn, reduces damage from foes attacked by 10 during combat. Okay. Ill. God, that's kind of disgusting because that makes it really hard to kill a lot of heroes because it gives them anti-burn damage. So its idea is if you just take instant damage before combat, that 20 HP should remove most of it, and then the 10 afterwards should make it really difficult for you to die. So characters like Leon and I guess Gove, because that's what they're showing off, they're basically negated here. And this just gives your entire team anti-burn damage. So if you're finding your team is struggling with burn damage, this is your counter. I like how they like introduced this new mechanic. I guess it's not that new, but man, the heroes that use her really well, like Goveg and Leon, they're not even a year old. In Goveg's case, she's what, a month old? Jeez, this is so rough. Anyways, Nectar heals illness and poison, reduces foes' attack defense, and endures by healing before and after combat. So yeah. Basically makes Trine even more useless. Well, I don't know about that one. This makes a lot of heroes a lot more useless. Even when there's no burn damage, it makes a lot of heroes a lot more annoying to deal with.
Goveg's banner is still active even Namsai.
Yeah.
From the wording, I think the refresh is if an ally uses rally or positional on her specifically. On
Hetherin? I thought it was anyone using rally assist on each other would trigger it. That's what I thought. Did I misread it? No, it's anyone on anyone. Anyone can use this Divine Nectar. It says if rally or movement is a skill like reposition, shove, pivot is used by an ally of the Divine Nectar effect active, so the unit grants another action to that ally. Oh, I think the idea is, all allies, however, do get wait, why would they do it this way? I thought everyone becomes Crom, right? But if it's not, everyone becomes Crom. Okay, Divine Nectar by itself is just healing and reducing of damage. So it's only... Why would they do it like this? So it's only this hero that gets that extra turn, but why? Huh? This is a weird decision to make because she's not ranged. It does expand her movement, but like, why? It's not a lot of anything. Huh.
You are
Yeah.
right. The way it's worded, it seems that it is mechanically like a drive effect that takes the whole map. So, if Hadron exists on your team, you gain the effect to become Duo Rob and self-refresh.
That's what I thought. Okay, I guess we'll have to check this out. Yeah, the wording's kind of weird. Again, I feel like they have an intern translating this at this point. That's why there's been like patch notes where they just clear up descriptions. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, Govik, 4 HP, 60 attack, 53 speed, -6, 47 speed, 24 defense, and 17 res. I like how they're gonna show off Govik here. What's the point of doing this? They could have just cut this. Anyways, yeah, and then Heathrin attacks.
Maybe that self-refresh is part of her passive seed and not part of the healing nectar itself, so that the foes don't get the self-refresh if they steal the status with Nurgle or something. I don't know, Nimzai.
Okay. Anyways, we'll find out. Her stats aren't out, but we'll see tomorrow. Anyways, it's Eka Fjornir. Oh my goodness. Can I ask you guys genuinely, are you excited about this hero? On Reddit, every single time this guy gets brought up, everyone's so excited. But I don't know why. Like, he has a pretty good design, I guess. And that's it? Like, I don't really know how he's standing out anything otherwise. We've gotten other male characters that were, well, not this good, but like, they've all been disappointments though. That's why they're setting him up to be really awesome, but there's like no indication that he actually will be awesome. Like, story-wise. As a character, yeah, I mean, I expect him to be strong, and we're about to find out. But there's like it feels like genuinely there's like a very vocal minority of people who are just ultra excited. Is what it looks like to me. It's easy to mistake it as the majority is excited, but that's why I'm asking. Buff male OC equals popular. I mean, we've gotten a lot of male OCs in the past that people got excited about, and none of them has ever lived up to the hype, so maybe this is the time things turn around. Anyways, the VA is Alex Bankier, and the artist is Kozaki Yusuke, officially Beast, Cav, Astra Hero, and also adding to defense. Let's find out. Fights Freyr, so I like how he fights the two other really well-known male male mythics. Twining Antler, cancel 2, slaying at start turn if units within 2 spaces of an ally. Grants attack defense plus 6 and bonus double to unit and allies in 2 spaces of a unit for 1 turn. If units within 2 spaces of an ally and if unit and allies within 2 spaces of a unit have the bonuses to attack, speed, defense, res after start turn skill triggers, grants additional +3 to each corresponding stat for unit and those allies for 1 turn. Calculate each stat bonus independently, maximum 10. If unit shoots combat or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts penalty on foes attack defense equals 6 plus 20% of unit's defense at start of combat. Okay. Unit deals plus X% damage. X equals highest total bonuses among unit and allies into 3 spaces of unit. Wow. Excluding AoE specials, and reduces damage from foes attacked by 50% of X. That's a lot. That's a lot, and pretty easily a lot. That's a pretty big gap. Like, okay. That's 3 spaces, man. That's like what I wish like Brave Marth got during his refine last year. At our turn, if unit is adjacent to only beast or dragon allies, or is not adjacent to any ally, unit transforms. If unit transforms, grants attack +2 to unit, inflicts attack defense -1 on foe during combat. Y equals number of space from start position. The position of whoever achieves combat +3, maximum 6, and also if Y is greater or equal to 5, reduces damage from foes first attack by 30% during combat. So yeah, it's a new Beast Cav transformation ability. Alright, new special, Fierce Beast, boosts special damage by X% of unit's attack. When special triggers, if transformed X equals 25, otherwise X equals 20. Is that inheritable? If special triggers, neutralize foes, reduce damage by X% skills, effects from non-special skills. Okay, I think that's inheritable. Because it's really short, and there's nothing about it that indicates it's unique, and it's not absurdly unfair, so that's my guess. Attack, defense, excel. So we got, you know, attack speed variant with Shurina a while back, not even that long ago, and now it's officially here in the attack defense variant. B slot is divine strength, removes condition to transform. After start turn effect triggers on player phase or enemy phase, neutralizes any penalty on unit. Does not apply to penalty effects that are applied at the same time. If it's attack defense -5 on foe and unit, makes a guaranteed follow-up attack during combat. Restores 10 HP to unit after combat. If unit's attack at start of combat is greater than foe's attack at start of combat -5, inflicts attack defense -6 on foe during combat. If unit's defense at start of combat is greater or then foe's defense at start combat -5, inflicts attack defense -6 on foe during combat. Okay, that's the perf skill because of the bordering. But yeah, it is. What does this remind me of? Oh yeah, it reminds me of I am so tired. Why am I forgetting? It's the B slot of for Mortis. That's what it reminds me of, but just better. Much better. But yeah, you put it all together, it's just way better because of transformation ability, neutralization penalty on unit, attack defense -5 on foe, guaranteed follow-up attack, 7 HP healing to unit, and that's guaranteed both phases, and of course more stats afterwards as well. That's a lot of attacking defense, yeah. Anyways, C slot is officially Beast Threaten, a new threaten skill just for Beast Heroes is the assumption. As start turn, inflicts defense -7, panic on foes in 3 rows or 3 columns center on unit through the next actions. And yeah, it's just a giant cross. At start turn, if any foes in 3 rows or 3 columns center on unit, grants attack +6 to unit for 1 turn. And his special cooldown count is at its maximum value, special cooldown count -1 to unit. So faster specials, which makes sense because his special is really good to remove damage reduction. Man, I am so tired still, even though I napped. A healing hand who uses his body as the ultimate blade and shield, he can increase his and his allies' bonuses. It's a very complete package when you think about it. And yeah, I guess he's the new Frere? That's the idea. And he's gonna, of course, beat it for Mortis, because why not? I think someone showed off on Reddit a while back, where there's just like 2 big punch sequences, one after other. Unfortunately, we don't get to see Mortis do that. Anyways, 45 HP, 72 attack, 76 most likely, 16 speed, 50 defense most likely, and then 30 res. Yeah. Really, it really reminds me of new Frere. Anyways, that was impressive because if Frere moves, he usually wins those fights. But yeah, those are 2 new mythics, guys. What are your thoughts? The rest of the banner is, of course, not so bad. Aside from new heroes, there's a lot of good heroes like Kvaser, Alencia, Camilla, Azura, Loki, Alir. That's not a bad banner. Like half the banner is like really top tier characters at this point. So as a whole, colorless would therefore be new dude, Loki, Alir. That's really strong. So colorless is gonna be an S tier rating. Green, of course, new mythic, Azura, Camilla, another S tier rating.
Finally,
Over strong.
Beast damage special inherit.
Yes, and that's most likely inheritable too. So yeah, colorless and green are amazing. Red is still good, but not great. Elincia Kvaser's great fodder because she has Insight, and she's still a really strong fighter. It's just, I mean, if you're past like 3 months old, it's already a miracle if you're gonna be good. Now, if you're past 6 months, oh boy. But yeah, Elincia's still good troop mover, still good quadder. Nana's still pretty good, but I mean, when she eventually gets her refined, she'll be amazing. And then Blue. Blue is the weakest link, I think, by far. But yeah, strong banner overall. So pull value extremely high because it's 2 mythic heroes and both their colors are filled with strong heroes. The heroes themselves are really strong as well. And it's a surprise to get this still in just end of July, because in November we're doing this all over again with a double mythic banner or a legendary mythic banner or double legendary banner. Who knows? But that is your new banner. It comes out on 26th. We'll see the downline on 25th because that will be maintenance. And yeah, that's it. I'll give you my thoughts with the guys afterwards though.
Everyone is gonna run. I can attune my key together. My key reverse is -7 debuffs and I turns it into +10 visible plus BD. Let that sink in. Gross.
Yeah, so Gmo, I miss strategy in this game. I genuinely miss strategy. Over the weekend, I played 2 Ether matches. I actually won both.
Double mythic right before Sil. There's once in summer funds.
Yeah. Like, this is just whale bait in my eyes. Everything's whale bait in my eyes at this point. Because as good as a hero appears to be, in just... I mean, look, they are showing off Govig losing here. How old is Govig? She's still on a banner. She is still here. Like, at most, she's a month old. At most. And you're already releasing, like... The triangle... The weapon triangle. Really doesn't matter at this point. Because it's red versus green and she loses. And it's not even a saber hero. You know, it's just ridiculous. So, what happened over the weekend is I fought someone who didn't use absurdly strong heroes twice. And they let me deploy Ike. And they didn't even get to play the game. Like, I just end turned and they couldn't play the game anymore. That was the match. And the idea is, okay, so if you have OP heroes, then they have OP heroes. Yeah, but then it becomes about who has the most OP heroes.
She didn't get the kill. There's a clear difference.
She didn't get the kill, there's a clear difference. She's a tank buster. Govig should win this fight, straight up, but she doesn't do it. Govig versus almost everybody else she would just swipe the floor with, is the idea. But...
I get what you're saying, Sangs. Won't surprised if these two about to be invalidated by the Sil banner lol.
Yeah. So I was gonna get to that point eventually, but in just a month or so, we're gonna get Choose Your Legends, which is gonna be an increase on the floor of the meta. It's gonna get even more ridiculous. And those heroes, as year and year have shown, are gonna get power crept in like 4 months themselves, right? This is way too fast. Fire Emblem Heroes has found itself in a peculiar situation where there's over 1,000 heroes. But could I make the argument to you guys? Would you believe me if I said in Fire Emblem Heroes there are over 1,000 heroes, but there's at minimum 1,000 useless heroes? And you might argue with me what useless means, sure. But when it comes to meta, when it comes to actually like legitimate threats, valid fights and whatnot, how could you argue to me that there isn't 1,000 heroes that are practically worthless? Like, come on. So yeah, it's really rough because that's just a very cancerous system. That just means most times when you pull, whatever you pull is generally going to be useless. And even if they're going to be useful, they're going to only be useful for a couple months before they become useless themselves. Like, the turnover is way, way too high. right? Whenever we say, like, anoint a hero with a task, a role of being amazing at something, it doesn't take long before they're not. Govig is an excellent tank buster, and she's already being shown to not be able to kill something that you would expect her to kill. And if you go back to Ike, right? Like, if you talk about Engage Ike, Emblem Ike, and we're like, hey, you should plus 10 Emblem Ike, you're probably regretting it by now.
They're making characters with defensive qualities and survival in mind that aren't armor units. They even gave her Aegis for that reason.
Right, I did think it's kind of weird that she had Aegis because this should have been Hardy Fighter. I thought she was going to be like a Hardy Fighter user. Granted, going into this, I thought she was going to be armor. She isn't. But yeah, it's weird that they're going to bring up Aegis. I don't know about that because that doesn't fit the current meta. And for most likely reasons, it's going to get removed. But even without Aegis, I think she wins that fight handily because she barely took damage. I think she took 11 damage in total. And she heals all that anyways. So I don't think she needs Aegis at all, to be honest. Anyways, everyone knows how bad the power creep is in this game, which is why this is like going to be a separate video when we eventually get to it. You know, I've already mentioned it. This year is probably the last year where I'm going to actually like give a lot of focus to Fire Emblem Heroes, because afterwards I'll be focusing on other games like Sword of Convalaria that comes out at the end of the month, another SRPG. Girls Frontline 2 Exilium is officially announced for global release. And Aster Tatterisk, which I brought back I made a big deal of months ago. That game is officially EOS. It's not coming to the West because it's just gonna end itself. So as I was saying, that probably serves a video by itself, but there are alternatives to this game. Originally, it looked like there was gonna be a lot of alternatives. There's just gonna be 2. But yeah, the reason why I brought all that up was because if this wasn't Fire Emblem bound, right? If this was an IP that had Fire Emblem attached to it, this game would be dead.
Rip and pepperonis. Asterisk Solix Gatch and M said.
Why do you do that, Sugma? Okay, anyways, look, it's the reason why I bring all that up is because I look at a game like Aster Tatterisk and I look at other SRPGs in the past. For example, Langrisser Mobile. Langrisser's still around, but it is just a bunch of whales at this point and just a lot of like PvP serious players. That game doesn't make money anymore. That game probably loses money at this point, but its owner is a fan. Again, I've brought this up. Zelon Studios, Zelon Games is owned by like some millionaire, and he bought the game because he liked the game. So it's like a private venture for him. So I don't think he really minds the game is losing money because he just likes the series. That's why he bought the entire series. So that's different. But like, I look at all these SRPGs that did such a great job, right? Great job on story, great job on mechanics, great job on execution. And they don't do nearly as well as Fire Emblem Heroes. For one simple reason. It's not Fire Emblem. It's not a big IP backing it. It's so sad. At this point, all the things that Faye needs to do to be highly successful, I don't think they're ever gonna do. Yet these games that do all the right things, and I'll cover this in a separate video, why Aster Tatterisk was genuinely built on the failures of Fire Emblem Heroes. Like everything Fire Emblem Heroes did wrong, Aster Tatterisk looked at and made sure it did right, but it did not matter because it didn't have that sticking point or a dedicated fan base that it could like attract itself to because it wasn't Fire Emblem. But yeah, we'll take a look at that later on. Anyways, it's just so sad that I think the reality is Fire Emblem Heroes, when it comes to SRPGs on a mobile, it's as good as it gets, even though it really isn't. Like, in terms of SRPG, I think Fire Emblem Heroes is going to earn more money than any other gacha game. But it really shouldn't be, because the other gacha games are better as a whole. If people, like, even when we talk about Nintendo games, if we just talk about it as a whole, man, Brigade of Lost was done so well, but it was its own IP, and thus therefore had a lot harder of a path to success. So yeah. Anyways, all that stuff deserves its own segment and whatnot, and I'm barely awake, so I probably shouldn't be talking too much about it. But yeah, that was one of the biggest gacha games I was looking forward to. These two new heroes are obnoxiously great. But yeah. Alright. It's basically the LIV Gulf Tour of gachas. Legrister only exists because someone doesn't mind hemorrhaging money. Yeah, exactly. Eskimo Friendo, welcome back. Okay. Back to you. There are many competition gachas now compared to 7 years ago. Yes, but when it comes to the gacha games that are SRPG, it's still highly competitive. Sorry, when it comes to SRPGs, it's not highly competitive because people either only care about the IP or they don't care about it's just too niche. SRPGs are just too niche to be successful. Anyways, my thoughts on the heroes. They're broken, but we all knew they were going to be broken. The problem with them being broken is just in a couple of months, someone else is going to be more broken, or even just in 1 month, someone's going to be more broken. And something that we think are really special about them is getting validated. Because Govek, for example, is supposed to be a good tank buster, and lo and behold, she's not busting this tank because of a new C slot. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Alright, let me catch up on chat before we talk a bit over.
Every battle will be up to the surprise of absolutely nobody moment.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call out anyone, but there are certain content creators in this community that like hype up every banner. How do they do it? It's like coffee. I don't know about that example or analogy. But you know, the first time you have coffee, you're like so energetic, so hyper. Because, you know, that's the first time caffeine hits you. But like, as you take it later on over and over again, it's less and less potent. Maybe I should have used the example with sugar. It's the same idea. Like the first time it happens, great. Yeah, it's amazing. That's the proper reaction. But it's been like 2 years of hard power creep where every hero appears amazing, and there have been a lot of amazing heroes and they completely flop. So like, I don't even know anymore, man. And in this case it's even worse because it's just like they keep releasing better versions of characters super quickly and they invalidate them or take away what makes them special. So like, how do you get super hyped up about it?
Menology rhymes with the name of one of those creators, Nemsma.
Okay, anyways. What characters are broken? Hey Mia, I know you're you're just dropping by. The new release 2 Mythic heroes, they're really good, but alright, let me catch up on the chat and then we'll start talking over. Beast version of No Quarter? Yeah, that's the beast version of No Quarter. IMO, it's a skip. Gonna start saving for Brave Banner. Yeah, probably. No joke, this guy was near impossible to take out for me in story mode. Yeah, if you're not using broken characters, you might not even be able to beat him, to be honest. You know, Fire Emblem Heroes is one of those games that, if you start today, and you literally don't pull on anyone amazing, you might even just lose just straight up in like later story chapters because you just can't beat them at all. Ether would love to give him treachery buff, absolutely. I guess this evens up with those winning the res checks. Yeah, because now it becomes a defense check. Basically pull green or colorless and kind of forget red and blue. Agreed. The two sisters are probably the next double banner. They're probably gonna do another double banner, to be honest. But yeah, Hirschfeld and Nidhogger, they're probably not gonna be very good at this point. I mean, they're not gonna be bad, but it's weird that they're prioritizing these two characters over those two, over the sisters. They're either not getting released or they're getting released later. Or yeah. I mean, now that they're willing to do double mythic banners a lot more often, I guess that's the timing. It's just a collector's gacha at this point. I guess that deserves its own topic. Chat, how many of you guys would describe yourselves as hardcore? That sounds funny to say. Saying you're hardcore for a mobile game. Or competitive. How many of you guys would define yourselves as either hardcore or competitive in Fire Emblem Heroes? The reason why I bring this up, as of late, I've been playing the game a lot less. And I've been a lot more okay with just not competing or doing badly or poorly in something. I think there was like a couple weeks ago, there was a week where I fell to tier 19. And I didn't really care. Like, I almost never, ever do that. Like, maybe once a year, something happens and it forces me to do that. Nothing happened in this instance, and I hit tier 19 because I just didn't feel like streaming and didn't feel like playing. I think it's been so long since that's happened. But the reason why that happened was, like, less than a month ago. I think it's a month ago. It was Monday. I was out at Niagara Falls. I had not finished Fire Emblem Heroes. So while waiting to get onto the Maiden of the Mist, with only 20 minutes remaining, I finished Arena. I finished all my dailies, and I think I just finished Arena before it hit 6. Which is the end of the season. But you know how stupid I felt? Like, hey, I'm about to experience something amazing. Like going under the waterfalls. And I'm worried about finishing Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, at that moment, I was just like, man, this is so dumb. What am I doing? Also, I want to be clear. It's not like I want to badmouth Fire Emblem Heroes, but it's just like, being competitive in this game just feels so dumb at this point. Especially when, like, there's no way around it. Like, you just gotta do it every single week. And one of the reasons why it's particularly bad nowadays is that I really should be making a video about this and like fleshing out my thoughts a lot better, but the gist of it is Arena is a nightmare now. What was it, a week ago? 2 weeks ago? We had Legendary Ike season. I died a lot. Like, if not for the fact that I was in tier 19, I would not have ranked up. But the reason why I died a lot was, if I fight Emblem Ike, I lose. I have no one in my arena team that can beat him. And if I fight Celica, I'm almost guaranteed to lose. Because the way Celica works is that, like, she takes away your space so quickly, and if she has the right teammates, you just lose. Because you can't push into her, because whatever you're pushed into her with gets killed and you lose. Right? It was so awful. So, in my final battle, I think I lost 2 heroes, and I had to take the fight, and the only reason why that still worked out was because I was tier 19. But yeah, that was a nightmare. I don't even know how you play Arena nowadays. There's just so many heroes you can't beat. Please at least finish Ponacoli and HSR. Wait, what? Why are you saying that? I'm not quitting streaming. Where'd you get that idea from? Anyways. I think my love for the franchise keeps me playing the game, but I slowly see myself quitting the game. Yeah, it's just the love of the franchise that keeps people around. Because everything else is such a nightmare to deal with now.
Is it time to hang up Faye and become a BD2 streamer, P?
I think it's time to hang up being a gacha streamer in general. I need to make a video talking to you guys about that. I'm really gonna change how I
think it's good to think of HeroeS as a time waster when you have to wait for something or someone. I just wish stuff like Pawns of Loki were always available, giving more ways to play.
To be honest, I think that's a lot more acceptable. And Pawns of Loki, if you do badly, which by the way, I didn't finish Pawns of Loki last time. I took a nap and I woke up and I barely had time to. Before someone says you just stop taking naps, I take a nap because I'm exhausted. Again, yesterday after the stream, I was gonna check some of my gachas before sleeping, but as soon as I hit the bed, I immediately fell asleep. And I woke up at 6 realizing, like, being so confused, like, why is my light on? Why is it so shiny? Like, because I hit the bed and immediately fell asleep. That's how bad it's been for me. Anyways. Crap, now I'm, like, losing my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I think it's time to hang it up to be a gacha streamer in general. I'm gonna be trying a lot more things differently, chat. I brought this up yesterday. During Prime Day, I bought a lot of, like, IRL stuff. For, like, stuff to stream IRL stuff. So, I hope you guys look forward to it. I was gonna make a channel update. I'm still going to make a channel update. I was thinking about it today to update you guys. You know, it's been 7 years of covering this game. But, like, there's no... It's getting harder and harder to be excited and to be positive about things. And I think I really want to try other things in general as well. No, I'm not quitting Fire Emblem Heroes or something like that. But I want to make more other kinds of content that are just so different. But yeah, I guess I'll make that video and I'll talk about it. Yeah, TRG Dragon says, I like watching you play through Fire Emblem games as a challenge runs. I did talk about that. If I didn't get hired by my this month, one of the things I wanted to do this summer was to do a marathon of, like, all the Fire Emblem games. That would have been fun. I'll see if I can do something interesting like that. I feel like playing, like, full-on Fire Emblem games would still be a good idea. But yeah, as a whole, being a gacha streamer nowadays is so hard. I think it's just so competitive. It's just so difficult to grow there nowadays. You don't go hardcore for any game with pay-to-win elements. That's just a bad time waiting to happen. Not necessarily true. Because Fire Emblem Heroes, at one point, you could be free-to-play and competitive. It's just not anymore. I play it daily because I enjoy Faye very much, and it's the only gacha I can play with my wife because the France rate both flows so much. Raymond, that's still the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Alright? So you keep at it, dude. That's any gacha, to be fair. I don't love that engagement model. No. That isn't true, JC. That is not true. Chat, can we, like... There's a difference. For example, in Honkai Star Rail, or Genshin Impact at this point, Spiral Abyss is once a month. Memory of Chaos is once a month. The point I'm getting across is, in those games, they give you stuff that normally would be weekly. But instead of making it once a week, they make it once a month. So you can play it at any time during that month. Right? The idea of a gacha game has to have weeklies, that's out of date. More modern gacha games nowadays make it once a month, and they give you a better variety. So to put it in Faye terms, instead of doing Arena every week, it'd be Arena once a month, Arena and Assault once a month, and they'll just give you 2 new modes to catch the time where those modes wouldn't be appearing. They rather give you a variety of gameplay and a different way of playing through the game, rather than force you to do the same thing every single week. So I understand where you're coming from, but it's 2024. Majority gacha games that are top tier anyways, no longer forced to do everything a week. Because by allowing you to space it out in a month, you can play through it at any time during the month and be done with it, rather than doing it over and over again every single week. I'll probably keep going until either EOS or end of the year, whichever happens first. To be honest, that's what it feels like to me as well. I'm still playing, but I haven't really cared as much as before. Yeah. Honestly, I've gone to the point where I hate Ponza Loki. I have to think too much for a mode that plays itself when you push a button. Yeah, I think Ponza Loki spend more time, at least for me, setting up the team rather than playing it nowadays. No shame in napping. It's common when you get old. Ugh, ouch. Ouch, dude. I wish I could take naps. I end up being more exhausted after them. I mean, I'm still groggy right now. That's why I'm so, like, my thoughts are so convoluted. At this point, if I lose, I lose. That's how I feel too. I find playing FE Engage maddening as my second playthrough has a lot more joy than Faye, lol. It still makes me really sad because I still think Engage should have been Fire Emblem Heroes 2. They took a lot of ideas from Fire Emblem Heroes and tried to make a console game out of it, and that did not work out. Genshin Impact's like an actual game with gacha aspects. Faye is like a gacha game with gaming aspects. I think Faye is just a gacha game. I'm not really sure about the gaming aspects at this point. But yeah, Genshin's more like an actual game with gacha aspects. That's right. Faye takes a lot of time every week, right? And you can't space it out like other games. Like, again, Genshin's not asking me to spend a horrendous amount of time every single day, right? It is asking me to spend time every week, but I can dictate how I spend that time in a week. Like, I can just play through all of my Genshin stuff on one day through the week and just do the dailies, for, like 5-minute dailies for the rest of the week. It's not even 5 minutes, by the way, but I like that a lot more than every single day being forced to play at least 10 minutes, if not more. There's no way I'm spending more time on Genshin than Faye. Well, with events and stuff, I could, but like that's a different thing, right? Like the event would involve story, it would involve mini games, it would involve fresh experiences, whereas Faye's involves the same experiences over and over and again. But again, I really don't. Fire Emblem Heroes has stuck to a model from 2017. It does not work in 2024, but they will not change. Like, what Fire Emblem Heroes is doing with the weekly stuff and daily stuff, that was normal for gacha games 7 years ago. But gacha games in 2024 realize you cannot force people to play the game every single day, they will burn out. You cannot force people to do the same things every single week, they will burn out. If you move it to a month, people deal with it a lot better, and they will like your game a lot more because they can space their time a lot better. Like, Fire Emblem Heroes doesn't realize, hey, your player base is now 7 years older. A lot of people playing this game are from 7 years ago, right? So launch players. Launch players or players in the first 2 years. But, okay, let's just say 5 to 7 years older. They don't have that time to spend every single day anymore, right? They're working full-time jobs, if not in university and college and whatnot. It's a lot harder to find that time. So that's why gacha games nowadays realize, hey, our target audience is older. We should make it so that if they're going to put all that time in, like, oh, it's the weekend, so they can play through the entire event on the weekend. That's a lot more reasonable for most people to deal with. But yeah, like, as someone who plays a lot of gacha games, that's something I've noticed. Fire Emblem Heroes doesn't care about getting with the times. Other gacha games, they do. That's why they're a lot easier to manage. That's why, despite Genshin Impact being several years old, it came out in 2019, I don't even feel like I'm burnt out on it. Whenever I play Genshin, even though I don't stream it as often as I should, I could do dailies for Genshin for another 5. You know what? That was something else I wanted to talk about. I'm about to pre-buy years of Genshin monthly passes because until the end of July, they're giving me $5 off of every pass I'm buying, and I found a way to exploit that. So I can buy years of passes in that game. How many years should I buy? I'm thinking at least 2 years, because it only cost me $2 to get the monthly pass. Because I was thinking like at least 2 years, because that's at least, I think at least Genshin will be around for at least 2 years. But when I think about how long Genshin's going to be around, Genshin Impact, would you guys be surprised if Genshin Impact hits 10 years? Like, I'm serious, would you be surprised? Wait, was Genshin Impact 2019 or 2020? I think it actually might have been 2020. But either way, it's either 4 or 5 years now at this point. And you cannot tell me that this game would not make it to 5 years, that it would make it to 7 years. Like, I genuinely think it'll make it to 10 years. That's a game that I definitely don't see. Like, it's still number 1 or 2 in terms of gacha earnings every single month. That's such a masterpiece of a gacha game. I thought you could only buy pass for only 3 months in advance. That is not true, Datura. Do you want to know why? I'm already at 110 days pre-bought. That's over 3 months, obviously. Is there a limit? What is the limit? If there's a limit, I'm just gonna buy the limit. Because I'm getting... Normally it's $7, and I get $5 off, so it's 2. So it's $7, sorry. It's $7, and I only pay 2, so I'm gonna pre-buy as many. Oh, it's 6 months? Really? Wait, so you're saying I can't pre-buy another pass at 110 days? God damn it. Alright, I'll pre-buy 6 months then. That sucks. I was so excited about this too.
Fun fact, in Japanese, Hadron has the same buzz as Negatoro. Know that Negatoro's manga has ended. Negatoro was reincarnated into Hadron Nimsmug.
So I had a thought today as well. Chat, you know my dream is to be a full-time content creator, right? But the way to get there is so hard with the ideas I have in mind right now. Seriously. If you think about it, if I want to make it as a content creator, as a gacha streamer, how hard is that in 2024? It's like nearly impossible. Because I'm competing against long-time content creators in the gacha sphere, right? Like these massive guys with really high production values, you just can't do it. They do it full time and I work. Like it is in 2017, it was a lot easier to match that production quality. But in 2024, it's almost impossible. So I was thinking today, I should treat streaming and content creation more like a business than like a personal endeavor or personal journey. And why Sugma remind me of that? Even if Sugma is gonna drive me crazy with his schizophrenic posts and donations, where he says stuff that makes no sense. He just said Heathran has the same VA as Nagatoro in Japan. Nagatoro's manga just ended, and therefore Nagatoro was reincarnated in Heathran. That is schizophrenia to make that connection. But I'm not going to talk about it in the future. You might have noticed today, I've just simply said, okay, and just moved on. Rather than drag the stream down with this this insanity, I'm just going to recognize it as, thank you for the 50 bits. That was crazy. I'm not going to address it. I think that's a smarter way of going by these things. With Genshin, it will minimum last 3 more years to finish Natlan, Shisnaya, most like the last region of Conria. Yeah, if you think about it in terms of story aspect, the story is still far ways away. I don't watch gacha streamers much. I watch it because I like you talking about stuff. Also, you have a Bernie emote. Thanks. Appreciate that. Anyways, the other part of what I was talking about was, you guys know, like, you can be a full-time content creator and you don't need a lot of viewers, because the reality is you just have to make enough money that you don't have to work a job, right? One of the content creators that I watch a lot of videos from has a lot of subscribers, but when they stream, they have like 20 viewers at best. Their videos are all over the place. They get like 1,000 views, and then some videos got hundreds of thousands views. You probably could figure out what this kind of person is. They're a tutorial maker. But the reason why they work as a streamer and as a content creator, even though everything's so inconsistent, it's affiliate marketing. So, for example, if you review something and it gets 1,000 views, but like 10 people buy that product, right? And you get paid anywhere from 3% of that product to 10% of that product. That's like the AliExpress rate. Yeah, you know what? Instead of getting like the ad revenue of $2, you just got like $50. So like every single day, even if you make a video that only gets like 1,000 views, yeah, no, it's very quickly and easily, like, you can make a living off of that. And that's what some of these people do. So I was thinking about it, like, going into more IRL stuff and review stuff and whatnot. I don't know. There's a lot of things I want to try going forward. So we'll see. Anyways, let's talk over the guys. I know we're really off topic. There's been a lot on my mind since 2 weeks ago, since getting a job and now working full time. And like, I reevaluated my life. I don't know. This makes me sound middle-aged. We're so off topic. I'm so sorry for the people who only came for Fire Emblem Heroes. Now you're just hearing me like ramble. I'm sorry. But like, I'm old enough now that I have to think about, like, even if I don't want to think about it, your parents bother you about like, hey, when are you going to start a family? Right? And your grandparents are like, well, hey, where are the grandkids? I'm not that old, to be clear, but at what point do you start looking at the future and what you want to do? So after getting the job, I was thinking to myself, like, is that really what I want to do? Just become a normie and just be fine with that? Like, get a job, start a family, start working towards owning a house. You know, do I give up on content creation, give up on those dreams? Like, I was thinking about all of that throughout these 2 weeks. Because from a personal standpoint, if I just don't work a job and I work full time as a content creator, thanks to you guys, I will make enough to like live, right? Like, I wouldn't ever worry about having food on the table. I wouldn't worry about paying rent. All the little needs I want, like little needs and wants I have every month, easily fulfilled. Like, I order out like a couple times a month for like food cravings, and that's it. I'm done with that. And in terms of like owning things, like, what? Like, I what would I buy that would even need a lot of money? Like, and if you were here yesterday, I was talking about, like, in terms of like house ownership, which is what a lot of people work really hard to own. That's not even realistic for most people anyways. Like, you would have to be like a lawyer or a doctor nowadays to realistically own a house where I'm at. People are like spending $1.5 million setting records to own like a 2-bedroom house. It's insane at this point. Or not even a house, it's like detachable. That's what it looks like. Like, yeah, man, I don't want to work that hard for something so small. That's just so dumb. I'd rather just rent forever than go through such nonsense. So I was thinking about it in terms of like, yeah, like, what do I do? Anyways, take care, Anaroon. Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed, Boomer. Oh my god, thanks a lot. I just got hooked on this new Annabelle VTubing. It's really neat. I think I heard about it. What was it again? Bring it up. Let me take a look at it. Speaking of careers, I have a shift in 7 hours, so I need to get to bed. Have a great stream. Take care, TRG Dragon. Also, yeah, the timing of these are so bad. When does daylight savings happens again so we can actually stream on time? I'm aiming for a pre-built condo since they're cheaper. Yeah, you know. So when you think about it from like a money perspective, it's kind of rough. How old are you? I'm 262. All right, I don't even know if these guys are here. No one's come in, so maybe we don't even have a talk today because no one's been saying anything. Good night, TRG. VTuber legend. Let me look that up. This? VTuber non-daga. Heizenkiri Watsuritara Densetsu ni Natita? Natita? That's so hard to pronounce. VTuber legend. How I went viral after forgetting to turn off my stream. Alright, well. 20-year-old former wage slave. Alright, that's all I need to read. I'm interested. I'll put on my plan to watch. Yuki Tanaka now works among her idols, the streamers alive on one of Japan's top VTuber companies. As the gorgeous, polite Awayuki Kokorone, she delivers only the most ladylike content. Unfortunately, her subscriber count and savings are at rock bottom. I've been around long enough that I had friends join VTuber agencies. So, I get where they're coming. Like, that's pretty relatable and understandable. One evening after Yuki thinks she's ended her stream, she cracks a few cold ones and more than a few crude jokes while watching live on's video archives. And that's how you get suspended. Unless you get isekai'd. But her viewers hear it all and clips her bawdy, drunken commentary go viral overnight. Yuki thinks her career is over until her manager reveals that everyone at live on has been waiting for her to snap all along and gives her free reign to drink on stream. Okay, well that's not what normally happens. Normally what happens is you get suspended. And then depending on how you deal with the suspension, you could be terminated. I'm actually thinking about getting a second figure. Yuzura Mel. Oh, I can't show you. Relax time figure. I can't show you because it'll dox me. And I guess we can show you here. Here? Mel's a good example. Oh, I guess I don't show it here. Don't dox me. Please don't dox me. Alright, it didn't dox me. Alright, cool. I'm thinking of getting a second figure to put at work or something. Just to remind myself. Anyways. Now free of all feigned purity, she jumps for Mel is probably contract reasons. But there's a lot of speculation. They never tell you exactly why they get terminated. She jumps right into her rowdy drunk character and is welcomed into the fold by her fellow live on VTubers, who turn out to be just as crazy as she is. Yeah, most VTubers from corporations or agency VTubers, they follow like a script of how they should act. Her views and finances skyrocketing. Yuki's work for the first time in her life is actually fun. All right, yeah, that seems interesting. I'll check that out. Want kids, but looks like it won't be in the cards for me. Well, there's no rush and stuff like this. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, right? I've been listening to a lot of... Why are people so obsessed with, like, getting a girlfriend and having a family? Because I've been listening to a lot of, like, deadly instant cases, serial killer cases where people like don't have fulfilling relationships, therefore they you know, they off people and then they off themselves. Like, just saying, as long as it's not that bad, whatever. Like, I just don't know what the obsession with it all that is. They just don't want to feel lonely. But there's a lot of things you can do to not feel lonely. A lot of people don't know how to be comfortable being alone. I guess I shouldn't talk about this because as a streamer, even if I don't have a lot of personal relationships, I would have a lot of like relationships in general. So maybe I'm not the best person to hear this from, I guess, but I don't know. I was always comfortable with being alone if it came down to that. People are stupid and don't understand that a partner is not meant to fill the void inside yourself, Lamau. Yeah, I don't think people understand this. If you can't be fulfilled, you're not going to fulfill someone else. That's the real thing. So if you can't even be stable enough to be comfortable with yourself, how are you going to be comfortable enough to like provide someone with a fulfilling relationship? That just doesn't happen. So yeah, it's very backwards, because like they should be working on themselves first rather than be seeking a relationship. But yeah, that's definitely the case. My only goal right now is to make enough money to move out of my parents' house. Okay, that's fair. That's a good one too. Because sex feels good and they feel left out. Sugma, you cannot convince me. You've experienced that. Like, you can't. I don't believe it for a moment with you. It's because media makes it seem like you need a partner to have a fulfilling life. Yeah, I guess that's true. If you're American, for example, the American dream is to have what? Own a house, have a nice car, be in a nice neighborhood, have a wife and kids, you know? I think the idea with all that is to seek fulfillment outside of yourself, right? So I guess so. Depends on the world you grow up in. I'm not American, by the way. So, and my fulfillment in life has always not revolved around owning stuff or stuff like that. It's about experiencing things. Anyways, whatever. Oh, also, if you guys watch me on YouTube or Twitch, can you make sure you're followed or subscribed? Do you know why I'm bringing this up? Today, I got a message from Twitch. I wonder if I can show you guys. And this is my my bot account. I have a bot account to fulfill tasks on this channel, and I think you guys have interacted with it. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because so I have a channel called Lurker Channel, and I task that with like collecting stats on my channel, right? Most streamers have a channel or have a secondary account on their channel for these reasons, right? Like to collect data and whatnot, to fulfill tasks and whatnot. Twitch unfollowed me. I used to not believe people when people say like, hey, I'm not followed for you for some reason. I don't know why. People say that on YouTube and Twitch all the time. And I'm like, that's never happened to me. Why would that even happen? Except for the fact that I've experienced it today. All this channel does, all this account does is watch my channel. And it's now telling me to follow my own channel. I can't even believe that's a thing. Why would they do that? But yeah, just check. The fact that my own account got unfollowed is crazy. All right. Oh my god. I thought you weren't gonna be here, because what? You know, if you're not I started late and neither of you guys gave me indication that you're gonna be here. So I was like, I guess it's not happening.
Oh, my bad.
Well, yep, sorry.
Wow, okay. You know, you could just say that. Okay, yeah, in the future, just say you're ready to go or something. I had zero indication that you guys were gonna be here.
Got it.
All right.
Alright. Anyways, I guess we can talk about the banner now, after we've been just chatting for like half an hour.
Works out, I guess.
So to catch you two up, I took a nap after work and I slept past my alarm clock, and when I woke up it was already 11:01. So that's why the stream is late, because I wasn't even awake at the time of the banner.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm still not fully adjusted to working full time. Last night when I went to bed, I was gonna check some gachas before going to bed. Nope, I hit the bed and I immediately fell asleep. The light on and everything. So, yeah. I've been pretty
hate
exhausted.
Yeah, that
It's rough.
justified.
Doing that after work, yeah.
Yeah. So
New work especially.
it'll take a. I'm going to commit to a schedule. It's just going to be a while. I'm still adjusting, guys. But yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm waiting for the recording to start, and we'll. All right, let's go. All right, let's go for the banner. 2 Mythic heroes. I guess this year will be the first year we get multi-mythic, multi-legendary heroes.
Well, technically speaking,
Well,
there's
more. The
November.
most. Yes.
Yeah, the most.
The most.
Mm-hmm. 2 separate occasions of it in 1 year.
Yeah. And I guess it depends on how you view Emblem Heroes, because we already got that happening earlier in the year.
Yeah, technically. If you count that, there's even more.
Yeah, there's 3 this year in total, roughly.
Yeah. And I think last time we had one of these discussions, we were talking about if they want to release everybody, they're running out of time. So
yeah,
I guess this is the way they're
this
gonna.
was a good way to do it, I think.
Yeah, they'll just double on double. So
Yes.
maybe 1 unit will get forgotten again.
Yes.
But that'll be it.
Bad.
But I am surprised. Hirschfelger and Nidhogger, they're not here.
Well, they are still enemies.
They may be the double Mythic banner in November. I wouldn't be surprised.
Unless one of their spots gets taken.
Okay, I'm going to get to that. Hype. Hype is a very important thing in selling your characters. Waiting 8 months is not how you're going to do that.
Sadly, Faye seems to do that with like a lot of characters. They'll just
Done it
leave
for
them
7 years.
I'm
We didn't get starter within 2 months of his release.
I'm so tired of saying this. But this game
They
is
don't
obsessed.
change.
Yeah, it's obsessed with patterns, even though they don't work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. If it would have been smarter to release those 2 earlier. Not saying right now, but earlier, even earlier, to capitalize on the hype. Because I'll be honest, can you tell me what those 2 do off the top of your head right now without looking it up?
Let's see. Nidhogger attacks Veronica when she's supposed to be prepping for
As
the ceremony.
units, I'm assuming.
And then-
as units.
Oh, as units. Oh,
Well,
okay.
Nidhogger, I know, is an armor that inflicts its ploy style. I think it's sabotage off the top of my head at the start of each turn, and then one other debuff status.
And I remember she's
Mhm.
armored and she's red.
She's armored. She
She's
does
armored and
pre-combat damage, and then
she benefits
gets,
off foes'
Yeah.
HP being lower.
She
and
does like 7
true
pre-combat damage, and then does stat scaling, or rather true DR scaling, based off of the amount of damage the foe has taken as of that point. I think up to 20. This one I mostly remember because I like armors. Hresvelgar, on the other hand,
Okay,
I believe
hold on,
is
let me pause
also
you.
Yeah.
That was very impressive, Legion. I would say 90% of people, at minimum 90% of people, wouldn't recall it nearly as well as you just did.
I agree with that.
That's the Fae brain rot that Legion has subjected himself to.
Yeah.
And Hresvelgar is... I remember that she inflicts the anti-miracle effect in some way, and I know that she's very speedy, and I think her weapon is just all about stacking...
She does
either
Valadar stuff.
penalties, or... Yeah, it's about the more penalties the foe has, I believe she gets more stats or true damage.
I believe
and
it's
just
actually
very-
1-to-1 Valadar true damage scale.
It's something, very similar to that. And, she basically wants to fight penalized enemies and is very fast. So, I remember her a little less well, but I remember bits and pieces.
I'll be honest, I don't remember anything she does. I don't even remember what color she is.
We have
Red.
not fought her for a while. She's...
No, she's
Isn't
blue.
she blue? Yeah, she's blue.
She's blue, and then Nidhogger's red.
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go. Even Legion made a mistake.
I mixed them up for a second. I know that they're all each color.
Yes, Legion, you do make mistakes a lot, but you correct them very quickly a lot of the time. So.
Yeah, and then when
That's
Dex
better
makes a
than-
mistake, Legion corrects Dex. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's a whole rotating cycle.
Anyways, the reason why I brought all that up is because it's going to be very difficult. You can sell a character better after a player fights a character, which is what they've been doing a lot. Right? They show a character and they immediately kill off that character and then you pull that character. But there's some sense in that because you have experience with that character. It's fresh on your mind. You remember how good they are. So yeah, by making Hirschfelger and Nidhogger wait so long, that banner is almost guaranteed to do poorly, even if they're going to become amazing characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look back at some of the other ones because I mean, like, well, no, because Veronica and Emblem debuted pretty. But then you have to, I guess, Leaf and Thrasier, but then Lift didn't really do too well.
Well,
that one I can't remember.
The way it works now, it makes this even harder than ever before. So, and the way they make things nowadays is if something is like 6 months old, it's probably out of date. And in this case, their weapons.
I mean
they're
that's why
still
they got
great.
quiet as Golveg.
Right.
Right.
But like, yeah, the way the game is structured, it's really hard to be built well enough to be on release nowadays if you're gonna delay their launch by so much. It's like when they remember when they gave us Millilier. That was so late. When female Lear first came, she was quite good. But by the time Millilier was given out, nobody cared anymore. He was just fodder.
Yeah, still
sort of the
competent,
thing,
but not
okay,
much.
Okay. You're really stretching it because all the God Swords released, like, despite him being a newer hero, the God Swords released before him by like 6 months would all kick his ass.
Emblem showed up as an enemy unit for the first time on the month of a release.
Yeah, it's basically the charge thing was the one gimmick that made him interesting at the time. But it was a little less unique, obviously, because of female Lear, and then a little later on, I believe charge got easier to outsource.
Literally Aryan, but yeah.
Yeah, and Minoka.
Well, then that's the problem. So, anyways, that's the reason why I brought all that up. So it is right for them to release these two right now because they're so fresh on everyone's mind. People just fought them, but that
they're
feels
not
bad
enemies anymore
for Hirschvelger and Nihogger. So there you go.
Yeah,
this not enemies thing that you're going on about, is this the logic when we kill those characters? No, when we kill those characters. Oh, they're not enemies anymore. That's why we can pull them.
Yes, because they're corpses now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally what happened with Surtur. Oh, he's dead. We'll literally bring him back from the dead so that he can be on our side.
That is such a bad logic, but I guess, yeah, I guess it fits.
Well, it is funny that back then they actually gave a reason for why, like, all of Surtur's lines are like, damn, you killed me. I'm really not happy about this, but I'll fight for you because I have no choice. And it's like, compared to the villains of today, that feels like, I don't know, something a lot more.
Golveg still makes mentions of that. But
I guess that's true. But there have been some cases where it's just not like that. I believe it was the case for Oter, and so on. But yeah.
Well, Oter just exists. But yeah.
All right. Well, let's cover the two heroes. It is pretty late, so let's not take too long.
Yeah, sure.
1 a.m. almost.
Yeah, it is almost 1 a.m. I've noticed, like, man, I can't wait till November.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
Yeah. When you work a full-time job, chat, going up to 1 a.m. is always a bad idea. Because I have to be at work at 8:30. So, like, that's
let alone rough. 3 a.m.
Yeah. Which makes it really hard to edit a video and still sleep enough and get rested. Like, it's so hard. Anyways. Hetherin, Green Beast, Infantry. She is officially Astra Defense Hero. You know...
Anima.
Anima, sorry. The next dude's Astra. I actually thought she was going to be armored because when I first thought about the concept of the character, I thought she was going to be armored. Now she's obviously infantry and everyone can see that. But the reason why I thought even more of that was once I saw Aegis, I thought we were going to get like Hardy Fighter 4 or something. That's what I thought.
Right? I mean, if you look at it just from this perspective, you wouldn't even thought. But I mean, I guess in a sense, it also means even more thematically, they're all different movement types and different colors, which is kind of funny.
Okay, not that that matters anymore. Colors don't matter. Movement types that matter even less. Well, they still matter, but like
they matter
less
mostly
nowadays.
For skill access now, is what I feel like.
Yeah, well, the skills have gone so good. Like, it's not heavily detrimental. Be like Cap, for example. Once upon a time, Caps had nothing, or Flyers.
They're still a little behind, but
it's gotten better. But when you're a unit like Ford, you would much prefer to be infantry, for example.
Okay, sure, but like there's still occurrences where like certain classes, like it's not as bad anymore because literally
No,
back
it's
in the
not as
day,
bad.
classes would have no advantages whatsoever. Nowadays,
Flyers.
it's
Yeah,
a lot better. Anyways,
that's true. Range flyers.
so Nectarhorn is quite good. She's expected to have very high res, and she's a huge debuff for attack defense -7, Discord, deep wounds, and she locks down miracles. Like that's so crazy.
Yeah, the miracle neutralization effect. So
That's-
she's basically Fallen Julia with Discord instead of Sabotage, I believe Julia has.
Yeah, that was already really rough to take in because that's so stupidly. That's so much utility, and you're going to fight her a lot because she's an Ether Raid's hero. So.
Yep. Yeah, she is essentially the. I mean, not that Embla is a equivalent penalty spreader in what she spreads, but they are the penalty spreaders now for defense. You just have to expect that.
Right.
And that's a lot of penalties.
This is a new killer, by the way. Like, there will be people who can't kill her. This is reminding me of back in the day of corner falling Edelgard stuff. Reminding me of HeroeS on launch as well. Some people couldn't beat her. I remember that.
Oh, yeah. There was definitely a time for that. Yeah, it was Sabotage, not Discord. Yeah, I definitely remember those days. I mean, corner strats existed for a long time for a reason. Not necessarily mythics, but, you know.
Yeah.
They suck these days. Like, legitimately, every time I see a corner strategy, I'm like, well,
of course.
That's just an easier way. Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way. I've seen people that just can't kill Freyr. Right?
Right.
And what's this? Oh, it's another Freyr-esque unit. If not better.
Right.
Bulk-wise.
Oh, and thanks Red Love for bringing that up. Yeah, people move around like calves or flowers these days. Yes, I lost arena battle because one of the armors had Celica's ring was engaged, and I was like, what the heck? Why did it move so much? Why am I dead?
Warping is always the bane of arena.
Yeah.
Celica ring.
So Celica has more range than a cab, for example, and infantry with Igrin, for example, they move like cabs now. Like movement, it's mattering a lot less because everyone's moving so much better. So, but yeah, that's a good pointer. Anyways, additionally, there's a lot of stat allocation because attack defense -6 on foe, penalty on foe's attack defense equals 20% units res, and another 20% of damage reduction based on units res, and special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat, as well as neutralizing foes' bonuses to attack and defense. It's a very complete kit, and once you add in the fact that she's already beast infantry, which that is still the best guaranteed
full tempo
buff of all time. Yeah, full on tempo, which is insane.
I mean, there's literally distant counter on armors, but yeah, this is still a disgusting effect, especially in tandem with the breath.
I like this
Yeah,
better.
breath and a guard, so it's full, basically special fighter.
I mean, armors, it's literally, you need that. But yeah, the tempo is such a strong effect.
The armor is a lot harder to pull off because depending on the setup, you might not even transform. So
yeah, armored units have a harder time using the beast skills that are available to them. Often they just don't synergize as well. Like, well, first of all, they can't use beast assault like at all, and then I think they can use beast agility, but it's like most
why would you do
the
that?
few beast armors,
literally
none are
three, they're
fast.
slow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it's just difficult.
And most of them are saviors too.
Well, I mean, they're all hopefully they're all saviors except for Fallen Edelgard.
Yeah. The other two are what? Kanegus and who's the last one?
Fomortes.
Fomortes.
I don't necessarily see.
Ogre.
I don't necessarily see people like have to do that on like Fomortes, for example. But yeah, that's why I'm probably up. Anyways, yeah,
it's a very cut and dry weapon in combat. It's honestly surprisingly simple, but it is very effective. It's a bit annoying because once again, it's a true DR weapon that scales penalties, not stats to yourself, so you're not. But I mean, I get it. That's just what now? 3 extra true DR if you were to scale res, so I get why they did that. But it is a very effective weapon for pure bulk.
Yes.
But that's the thing. Pure bulk. Not very scary offensively.
No, but it is inflicting status effects, and that much at the very least will be good support for your team. Especially, it'll shut down. I think it's kind of ironic that she has the anti-miracle effect, and deep wounds. Well, she cleanses deep wounds with her C skill, but that's another
Inflicted.
matter entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still going to be very useful to shut down healing on the enemy team and just overall make them a lot less consistent in their tanking strategies. I think that, unfortunately, Legendary Mjolnir has taken another hit from this if you were using him in Ether Raid's offense.
Gotta hope not.
What's that?
Gotta hope not.
Yeah, I mean, that is tough. I will acknowledge to use him there. But, yeah, I mean, it's just a solid weapon. Not too much to say about it.
Stronghold, on the other hand, is actually a pretty cool skill.
That's pretty impactful. Milla would have loved it for her Hall of Forms.
I mean, it's panic immunity. Not a lot of panic in Ether Raid's offense, but
No, but
control.
it absorbs Dark Shrines at no cost, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it's just the LND equivalent update, so it's nothing crazy. So, anyways,
Yeah, but for
I just-
units who want visible
Yeah.
defense and res, it's really, really nice. Like
it's
Milla.
here. That's what matters.
all right. 80 Bulwark 4. Everyone knows what it does. Divine Nectar
Meh.
is what it gets a lot more interesting. So Divine
Yes.
Nectar is really good. It neutralizes deep wounds during combat. 20 HP healing to unit as combat begins, like Breath of Life 4. And if unit first combat initiated by foe or first combat initiated by unit that turn, 10 damage straight up reduced. That is
On all
insanely
hits.
good because it is within it's for unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. And when you run her in Ether Raid's defense, it just made your entire team so bulky.
Yep. You
Yeah,
just
it helps them a
everybody. Well, at least everybody that gets the status. Just 10 true damage reduction for their first combat, and probably their only combat realistically per phase. And then also Breath of Life healing. Now, granted, I will say this much: there's not a lot of pre-combat damage in Ether Raid's offense. But this really goes beyond that. It's to make it so that they can actually weather multiple combats, like Gale Force strategies and things like that.
I disagree
Yeah, and there
with
are
what
a
you
good
just
amount of
said.
units.
There's a
in
lot of
Ether Raids.
pre-combat damage in Ether Raids. It's
Well, I
called
was
Bolt
gonna-
Tower.
Yeah.
No,
well,
I mean,
that,
I
but,
mean
I was
Leone and
gonna add
that
a
stuff, but
caveat.
yeah.
Flared Sparrow is a pretty easy skill to have on an offensive unit that someone's running an Ether Raid's offense. So even though that's only 7 pre-combat
I don't
damage,
See it. I'll tell you that. But
I see it sometimes in my replays here and there.
once in a while, but it's not a very successful. Anyways,
It's not.
it-
Bolt Tower is the big one. Come on.
the Bold Tower is the big one.
Yeah,
It-
so that
it-
will help.
Yeah. It'd be nice if it were on. This would be the one thing that would be nice in Ether Raid's offense because pre-combat damage is more popular in defense, but not having to deal with Bolt Tower or Trap as much, especially since there's no Medius in Anima. It's not as good that one effect as Medius.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
it's
what?
Close enough.
Wait, what?
Not having straight up not
I
having to
think it
take the
just means-
pre-combat like the Bolt Tower damage versus
Medius
healing some of
negating
it.
versus healing some of it. But this is more applicable at the very
But-
least.
no,
and
no,
they
no,
will heal you regardless.
I think this is much more scary. For example,
Oh, as a whole, yes.
I run Kranya on an Astra. I've got to move her now. There's no way I'm gonna deal with this.
I mean, you can't.
Actually,
really,
I can't even use her anymore because
Yeah,
actually, Medius is not that common, to be honest. So I could probably still use
Yeah.
her on light, but
he's fallen off a bit. In
he's fallen off a
usage,
lot. But in the super tank teams, yeah, I can't run because they'll still run Medius in those situations.
Actually, I'm kind of curious how Kranya's Vantage works against those units because it
They
might
still heal 20.
They might heal 20, but does she not activate Vantage yet? I'm
No,
not
she
sure
still
how that
activates
interaction
Vantage.
works.
No, she still
Yeah.
activates Vantage. But
Okay, but they still have
It would just
20
make them a lot harder to
okay,
kill.
but
yeah.
no, you got to keep in mind that's with the assumption that they're not getting healing towered. Deep wounds, Kranya is how you counter that stuff, but it doesn't work
Right.
anymore because
Well,
Well,
Deep
this is
wounds
neutralizing it during combat.
only in
so-
combat.
Oh.
So healing tower doesn't work.
Well, that's interesting actually.
Yeah. So it's
No,
not
it.
Anything out
Full-
of combat.
full immunity.
Okay, no, it's still a problem. Kranya wins based off the true damage she does, and this took it away.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not going to be perfect because, yeah, you're
She
losing
might
that.
straight up just not do enough damage now. So
She might just not do enough damage.
Yeah.
That's more so the problem.
biggest issue.
that doesn't that just
Which-
counter exposure? Like that's straight up just exposure.
I mean,
Counter.
objectively, yes. I mean, I guess if you can somehow get 2 combats in, but this is advantage hypothetical we're talking, so yes, it would just counter exposure in those scenarios, which is kind of funny. Reverse exposure. Yeah. So that part's going to be a little annoying. Because Vantage Sweepers are going to have a much harder time than they already do, if you think about it as in the sense... It's like you have to do an extra 30 damage to catch back up, if you want to look at it that way.
That's a good way
right?
of looking at it, yeah. And for a character like Krania, she can't
scary.
afford 30 extra damage.
Yeah, because her damage output can get solid, but it's not going to be absolutely, breaking through all that.
Even if you lethality spam, which lethality spamming is risky, not enough, usually. But that's not even the scariest part to some people, I think, about Divine Nectar. It's what happens when you have that status.
Oh god, a bunch of bots just came in.
Yeah,
that's weird.
There's no need to mention it because they got deleted immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the YouTube stream, so I didn't see if they were deleted or not.
Even if the automod takes care of it, it still gets posted.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other part of it, the young Robin stuff with the extra turn.
Yeah, Rally Trap is back in a big way, unfortunately.
As long as you can get it. This is kind of
right, if you can.
It's not as scary because she's not ranged. Robin's scary because she's ranged.
Well, it's the fact...
It's granting it to her allies.
That ally.
So,
okay,
yeah,
so it is
the
ally. Yeah, the ally gets refreshed.
You were getting conflicting reports.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that, yeah. But it's the ally who gets it.
I thought it was the ally who got it, but I was told it wasn't.
Yeah, no,
person
each
was wrong.
ally with Divine Nectar, which I guess would mean in a sense this is a remote skill. Any ally with Divine Nectar can self-refresh as long as Hathorn is alive via assist.
Okay.
So that's kind of nuts.
This is really good then because this allows the team to ball up and do a lot of damage and then stay right on top of each other. So if you ran a character like Winter Cordy, for example, where you can teleport and dual strike, and with this you get extra turn and extra movements, they chase so well now. You could just make a really
a lot easier.
Yeah. And because you're now resistant, well, not completely resistant, but fairly resistant to Bolt Tower as well. Just running a bunch of strong heroes is actually the way to go, or something you can do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can see the rise of sort of middle threat range teams or
low threat range teams, actually.
Yeah, honestly, low threat range.
Yeah,
I mean, you still have to be. Low threat
yeah.
range is a little tough because you have to deal with getting poked, but at least Divine Nectar helps with poking strats. It's not perfect, but it helps a lot.
Well,
if
you just run, because if you run cancel control in a team like this, it's a lot harder.
Yep.
Actually, it might even, depending on the team, they might not even be able to run to poke it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Gale Force
cancel control is so
that,
useful on a low threat range team because you just don't want to be shut down by Gale Force.
Yeah, Gale Force strats are really good for that kind of stuff, but Gale Forcers, by and large, don't do a lot of damage. Now, we do have Hathor for that, but that still takes a long time to get going.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, sorry, I meant hit and run is the big thing that Canto Patrol stops on a low threat range.
Hit and run, Canto Patrol absolutely screws over, so don't have to worry about that as much. But yeah, low threat range team that's like orders-based, realistically, the only thing to keep in mind is most Aether-Raid's defenses do not typically run a lot of assists, so now you have to kind of play around the idea of adding them. Do I just go crazy on Rally Trap? Because the big thing about
you can be selective about it.
I actually disagree with that because fighting Robins, people have definitely been using it. Now it's just more options.
Well, yeah, more people have to. That's more so the thing. More people have to run assists. Because obviously Robin is great for it, but...
Yeah, but it's fairly simple to just test your defense and see, okay, is this unit doing the rally like I want them to? And if yes, then congrats. If not, then you can tinker with it and work it until they do.
Also, I agree,
infantry
balls are so much more annoying.
Yes, that could be problematic with this, to say the least.
Yeah, right.
I actually hate this, to be honest. This is so bullshit.
It's going to be very confusing to deal with because
It's going to feel weird because of the healing and tankiness and just you're not used to. Certain units are going to get tanky and you don't think of them as having good bulk and then you realize you can't kill them, and it's gonna.
Or units that have
really
good
weird.
bulk. Like,
Are
imagine.
gonna feel impossible to kill. Yeah.
I mean, Nurgle is gonna come up regardless in all this, but imagine Nurgle on her side being even tankier, scarier as a nuke, and then also potentially self-refreshing on an assist.
I'm gonna go.
That's true.
I'm gonna go really basic on that. Remember how we said cancel control with this would be ridiculous? Who comes with cancel control and would be ridiculous if they get on top of the enemy team?
Ike.
Yeah, you just throw Ike in and boom, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Celica ring.
Right, and then you just run a cut. The only thing about rally traps is that you really have to plan them out because you have to buff in a very specific way. And I've seen comps that somehow manage to screw it up because of random penalties and things like that. So careful with rally traps. But on the other hand, positionals, if you can make them work, just swap. Have everybody with swap. Keeps the comp tight, and suddenly you're dive bombed by an Ike, followed up by, I don't know, like a Nurgle or something. Maybe Robin herself shows up, I don't know. And you lose because they're all tight together. There's probably a savior in there. Hathrin herself is super tanky. You just can't kill anything, and they're all on top of you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Good day, sir. You lose.
Good day. You have made it into my threat range. You've lost.
Anyways, I think that sums it up. Welcome to the new Ether Raids defense teams in Anima. It's gonna be hell.
And keep in mind that Freyr is also in that already.
Yes.
So
Freyr will definitely use in this.
Yeah, penalty cleansing, healing, true damage reduction. Freyr benefits from the true damage reduction. It's just a very bulky team. Kind of gross. Kind of gross. And that's, by the way, to say nothing about 700 duels, where just you have infinite actions basically to stall.
I don't even want to talk about that because the death of strategy in Fire Emblem Heroes is so evident at this point. It's so obnoxious. It's not even a question of can you outsmart your opponent. It's a question of do you even have the right heroes to fight your opponent. Anyways, so yeah, oh yeah, I want to hear your thoughts about this. Hey, we just got this character, and she can't kill, even though she's really, really good at killing stuff.
Well, that's where
I to killing stuff.
She has color advantage, but what the hell?
She has color advantage. Unfortunately, there's also something in the 20s of true damage reduction, and this is a res tank with Aegis, which is kind of...
If she had a second combat, like you mentioned, I think a while ago, Legion.
Yeah, you get a second combat. You remove the 10 damage reduction from the buff status, at least. So there's that, but...
I still don't think she kills in that case.
No, she'd do a lot of damage, but maybe not kill.
There'd be a time is light, hypothetically, on the non-Aegis shot, so we're just dealing with the 20% Bulwark damage reduction, keeping in mind its first strikes for Bulwark, and also the 20% res true damage reduction from our weapon. You'd probably get close, but probably not gonna happen, just because, unfortunately, Golvig relies a lot on true damage. Or, sorry, pre-combat damage, which is completely nullified. And only DR halves, does not DR pierce. Sad. And by the way, this is to just say, this isn't even technically Hathrin or best, because she could just run Lagoose 4, Aegis, and now you just can't kill. So yeah, little unfortunate. I mean, I've never been that scared of Golvig with tanks, but still. Kind of insane how little damage she actually nets.
Yeah?
I haven't.
Well, I'm glad you have it, but like, no, she's been really annoying to fight.
If she gets a kill, it's over. I'll tell you that. Huh?
Yeah, because, like, I've gone Ike against her, and it's been absurd.
Yeah, the numbers get real weird, but the potential is insane with Golvig. I'd say that.
Alright, well, the reason why I brought all that up is because she's still on a banner. She hasn't even left yet, and you're already showing her getting her butt beat.
Or at the very least, not being able to kill.
Well, she could be dead. Like,
I mean, I guess, yeah, she could be.
what's yeah?
Hmm?
What's stopping you from running DC Seal on Heatherin?
The fact that you can't.
She's melee, right? Oh, beast don't
Beasts
count?
can't use it. Yeah,
Okay.
Beast can't use it.
not yet.
Yeah, there's no DC beasts yet, so unless you want to remove her A slot for distant counter of all things, she's never going to be able to counter her.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna release that seal sometime. Why would you not run that seal?
Yeah, why would you not run? Yeah, I expect it, but at the moment, the only way you're going to see her running distant counter is if it's a distant bonus double to the Goose Force set. Not unreasonable, but still. Which, again, she's very passive. For a Lagoose Foreigner, not so passive. Also, 40% res true damage reduction. Yay!
Oh, that's very, very bulky.
Alright, we'll move on next hero. So this isn't even her final form, is basically what I was trying to sum it up as.
Yep. Inevitably, she is a unit who is fundamentally good, but deserves more inheritance to reach her peak.
Yeah, it's about right.
Surprised we don't have a DC bonus effect yet? Shh. Don't talk about that. Don't talk
Please
about
no.
that.
We also don't have a
Please,
null
no.
C bonus status.
Or drive.
We have the Echo.
You-
Yeah, we have neither.
You think Gaius wouldn't go that far? They would go that
Oh, I
far.
honestly am
Absolutely
surprised
would.
they didn't go that far.
I'm just wondering when it's going to come. Yeah,
We've been wondering when drive null C would happen for years.
yeah.
Alright, anyways, Quieting Strength. He's here. He's queer? No, can't go there.
Okay, that was your rhyme went a little off the rails there. Your mind was just like thinking a little faster than your mouth.
I'm very, very tired today, chat.
Hmm.
What was the line? Oh, there's a line of this.
Oh, something about
Before they
yeah.
release a DC
Yeah,
bonus,
this is-
Here, I don't know how it
Emblem
goes.
Wing will come with a skill
but
that turns
something
off
like
DC
that.
effects.
Alright. Anyways, it's the
I've been
muscle
shit.
dude.
Here he is.
Veneer.
Ichthnir, yes.
When I flex, I
Ecthrnir?
feel my best.
People
Or
just call him
Ichthnir.
Ek.
Ichthnir.
Or as Sharena calls him, Ecthrnir.
Oh, that's right. She flubs his name, and he corrects her in the most recent story chapter.
Calling us out.
Alright, anyways, Cullis, Cav,
Yeah,
Beast, Astra, so on offense. Even before going into this, he's a lot easier to skip. Than,
Yep.
Yeah.
He fundamentally, nobody does what he does, which is really cool.
Yes,
But
his buffing is amazing, actually.
yeah, his buffing is hilariously good, and also HeroeS in his season, which is kind of funny. So that's cool. But do we need an extra +3 to all stats visibly?
Not necessarily. It feels like more of a tech option than something you would rely on to help you.
He is a
I mean,
good
initially-
fighter, though,
yeah.
and he can
Oh,
stall
100%.
really
good,
well.
Yeah.
His
So-
bulk is nuts. If you let him get to that
And his
point.
damage is quite good as well.
Yeah, fierce beast. Ooh. But yeah, quieting antler is already off to a good start. I mean, it's Kanto 2 on its own, which is nice because honestly, we love Kanto and Ether Raids. But just
Aether offense is the perfect place for it.
right,
Mhm.
yeah, that casual bonus doubler support up to realistically 9 to all stats, depending on how you outsource buffs. You're probably not hitting 10 because that requires harsh command. But on the other hand, stat scaling off defense, true damage off buffs, which by the way, again, buddies with Ashera, they both doing insane damage with buffs. And also just true damage reduction of like up to 18 on all hits. With an extra 6 to all
Pretty crazy.
attack def res from his beast cav effect. Like, he's getting in the range of almost 30 defense attack def res on his weapon with like 18 true DR. Before the bonus doubler. It's nuts.
Yep. But yeah, that's basically the thinking here. Like, he's going to be really strong and really amazing, but It's coming at a very late time where we already have so many options to run.
I mean, melee calves are in a weird spot, by and large. There's not a lot of amazing ones in the current meta, but the ones that are out there already kind of fill in the void well enough.
Yeah.
And he's a bulky offensive cav, so
no, you just stop at he's bulky.
Yeah, he's bulky. He's just bulky to the extreme, honestly.
But yeah, like the other thing that I think he's gonna be used, at least one copy. Though, how do you duplicate Fierce Beast? The Beast version of No Core is essentially what it is. So
Aether.
Yeah, that's right.
Aether can do it. That's right. I forgot.
She can take Excel as well.
I literally forgot all about Aether.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I have one copy of her. I haven't used her or her fodder.
Okay, so for those who have Aether, celebrate. Unless you wasted her for her weapon that no one even cares about anymore. Oh my gosh.
It's a good weapon. There's just not a lot of beast calves.
Yeah, not a lot of good users even now.
Yep.
Can he beat or
Emblem
tank?
Mike. I actually believe he could. Especially if he's initiating, I think it's almost guaranteed that he takes like next to nothing. Which is just because Ike doesn't. First of all, Ike scales off his attack, and everything here is inflicting attack penalties. So that's not gonna go well.
Oh, that's
but
true.
also, if at a 2-space clash, realistically, if he's initiating, that is 30 true damage reduction if he's spectrum buffed for 9. So Great Ether is getting reduced by 30. Ike is getting hit for, in total, I think it was like attack minus 41 through this full kit, plus the potential of Beast Threaten. I don't think that he'll necessarily kill, although his true damage and immediate
They'll probably put a big chunk in him, but killing is a little tough, yeah.
It might be a bit weird, but I don't think there's a chance in hell Emblemite kills
No, absolutely not.
So if you want that, you got it here in spades.
Yeah, not a perfect counter, but he absolutely will soften up a lot and not have to worry about taking a huge hit in return.
I mean, I'll just put it this way to give a little perspective. I did the math, and Ictern here is hitting with his full kit and Spectrum buff roughly 134 defense, I think it was, in effect, just for perspective's sake. So I think he'll be fine.
It could be okay. The interesting thing is, because Beast Threaten gives him the -1 cooldown, if he gets one more pulse and he hits Emblem Mike on his first hit. Wait, what?
He already has pre-charge special. He is slaying.
Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Sorry. I guess I'm forgetting that Fierce Beast is 2 cooldown. I'm not used to something like this being 2 cooldown DR Pierce. But yeah, you can very easily get a good chunk. So I can now that I'm kind of thinking about that more, he at least has a chance to kill Emblem Mike in certain matchups, I would want to say.
I'm used to it. I'm used to Legion correcting you.
Yes, well, I've had to unfortunately correct Legion a little more these days. So we'll have to see who ends up needing more correcting in the future.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Anyways,
yeah, that's a Sleepy Joe moment. Okay, so
Sleepy Joe's out. Come on.
You know the thing that really gets to me is just a week ago he was like making giant announcements like, "I'm going to run. I'm giving on." And then,
well, that's how it goes. Campaigns are always they always are. I'm gonna run.
Yeah, but no, because it's Biden. It feels like he forgot he said that.
Right. Yeah, it's funny.
That's why.
You couldn't fault him for being that.
I love the old people.
All right, but yeah, you put it all together.
Arrogance.
Beast Threaten and weapon make him a great support hero. Divine Strength, attack, defense, excel, and his weapon and his special make him extremely strong offensive hero.
Yeah. Which, the fact that he just cleanses, I'm pretty sure, by the way, this is a better penalty cleanse to self than Freyr. Because I'm pretty sure it cleanses all penalties incurred in the previous phase, not just at start. Not that this always matters, but if you get hit by like Fatal Smoke 4 in the enemy phase, in the player phase you'll get neutralized for that. Doesn't happen with Freyr. So that's kind of nuts.
The other thing...
Yeah?
Well, yeah, but the other thing is like... This is starting to make me feel like Distant Counter Beast is coming out anytime.
Right?
Yeah, it's very possible to come out as soon as, you know.
He'd be a great user.
I don't know,
of it.
this month.
He'd be so
absolutely.
annoying with it.
It's not like he needs more stats.
Right, and he doesn't need the beast seal because obviously he transforms.
Oh, hey
into
Chris,
beast
how you
slot.
doing?
Right? Like, honestly, the only thing he really would want is Distant Counter, at least for the most part.
Yeah, it's
So why
strange
not?
because most calves are like, hell no, who cares? But then he almost doesn't feel like a cav in the sense that he just is such an incredible nuke and tank.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's like Freyr, but on relative steroids.
Oh,
I mean, Freyr stuff is
literal
utility, but-
steroids. Sorry.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
literal
literal
steroids. Yeah,
Yeah,
on literal
yeah.
steroids. There you go. Like, he
Yeah,
is...
Freyr is all about attack and defense debuffs as well, but Eikthenir just jacks that up to 100 and says, I'm going to debuff you for minus 40 to your attack and defense, and then we'll see if you can damage me after, you know,
All that true
18 points
DR.
of true damage, or true DR rather, yeah.
Like, it's actually insane. Putting it this way, if you assign Decoy this guy, saying screw it to Distant Counter, I don't think any melee unit's going to want to initiate into your team. Because he's just going to be that bulky.
Yep.
Like, the only thing is if he's not buffed, like if you get your buffs neutralized, or if Nurgle comes up and somehow steals them, it's not going to go well. But, otherwise, he is an absolute monster.
Well, the
And
good
for-
news is that
Yeah.
being, isn't he, remind me, is he an Astro Mythic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah,
have
I
to
just
deal with
wanted-
Thor. Alright, Loki.
Yes, with Loki. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So, overall...
It's basically Nurgle that he has to worry about.
Yeah. Overall, amazing combat mythic with a pretty neat support effect. But he is a combat mythic and not much support. So I know that for a lot of people that's not going to be what you want out of a unit.
I still
Compared-
think having some support is pretty useful. I mean,
Yeah.
giving 2 visible stats and a status effect in bonus doubler for stat stacking is still, especially if you're running an Omni tank on your team or someone who appreciates, actually, in fact, even just any tank would really appreciate that buff. I think you just need to be a little specific about it, but it's not too hard to find a team that would appreciate that.
Oh, no, absolutely. I can't deny that. And again, especially if you run a share Null Panic bonus doubler. But
Exactly.
the big thing is, compared to Hathran, his utility isn't super distinct, and you could probably get something of similar quality out of a unit you consistently use in Aetheroid's offense, bulk-wise. Maybe not to the level of Eikthenir in a lot of ways, because he's ridiculous, but I do agree with what you said at first. More skippable of the two.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
hilarious what potential he has, numerically speaking.
Dude, it's probably more useful in SD than in Ether Raids. Yes, I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
unironically a pretty good take, yeah.
Because honestly, stat swinging of any sort in that mode in particular is ridiculously good. Now, of course, Nurgle is very common in SD these days, but I mean, as long as you can keep Eikthenir going, oh, good luck. Like, straight up, no, like, he is an Emblemite counter, or at the very least, wall. Emblemite just can't win that. Not in any way I can perceive anyway, so that speaks volumes to his utility, considering how many people struggle with him at the moment. So, no, if you care about summoner duels, I think that Eikthenir is definitely more useful there. I can agree.
Alright. But yeah, I think that catches all the major thoughts about him.
Yep.
Alright, so let's move on to the next topic. Hey, let's see the banner itself, because this banner is among the best of the year. It is so,
this banner's stacked.
it is so
Yeah,
strong.
It's quite good on 2 colors. And even on 3 colors, it's pretty good.
Wait, what's the third?
I would say that red is pretty good. I don't like Nana all that much, but I think blue is the only color that is
Okay, that's
really
fair.
advisable to avoid, yeah.
Alright. Yeah,
Red's fine.
it's tempting. the timing of this banner. I mean, we'll go over the heroes of it on it, but the timing of this banner is literally bait.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of how this banner tends to go. Because, I mean, last year, I think, was Freyr for this banner, just for reference.
Wait, first?
Was it really a full year ago, huh?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I think it was, like, just as we started the last Tempest Trials. So it was either this month. I don't think he was the August Mythic, so yeah, I think he is a year old now.
Interesting. I guess Eikthrnir being here makes a little sense then.
Maybe we should do a year in review of like every hero a year in and how good they are.
That'd be funny.
It'd be an interesting perspective, especially since I think once you hit a certain benchmark, the improvements are noticeable.
Well, anyways, so yeah, here's the banner. Okay, number one question: best color, is it green or colorless?
I would say colorless.
I think it's colorless.
Because you value Loki.
Even though Hathorn is the more impactful unit in Ether Raids than Eikthrnir, I still value colorless's color share more, yeah.
Loki
as a color share.
But Alir... Yeah, go ahead.
Alir is in a weird spot, because some comps...
that much is true.
He either stomps teams even today, or he's a liability.
He's sort of all or nothing, yeah.
It really does depend, because, again, Fatal does exist. But with the rise of Breath of Life 4, ironically, a lot of the units that ran it don't. Which is kind of weird. It still happens, but I feel like this meta is a little more friendly to Alir than it was a couple months ago, in some senses. So, it's weird for him, but I think it's still a solid meta for him. And Loki is obviously still top tier.
Yeah, Loki's very, very worth putting onto a defense.
That one's undisputed, I think. Whereas, comparatively, Camilla, unfortunately, just completely died. Because everybody DR halves these days for the most part, so that buff is unfortunately not as good.
Not as good. I think Camilla is solid. I think people have overvalued, Camilla's so terrible now. And yes, she's taken definitely a hit, but I think her combat and support, frankly, are still
average
respectable
player
enough.
Will enjoy Camilla. I hate these talks.
Yes.
There's like 1% of people who actually care about the meta in terms of like the hardcore meta. The majority of people would not. Yeah,
most people will still have a good use from Camilla. Obviously, support is the best, but at the very least, she's doing that offensive support that has unlimited range, and she herself has pretty solid.
Yeah, the sabotage is nice. It really does just suck that her combat, the moment Breath of Life 4 shows up, is gone. And unlike Leon, she can't do anything with that. She'll just die.
Oh yeah.
That vibing, right?
Yes.
Why does Leon have sweep? I'll never understand that.
I'll never understand what they were thinking with him, ever. What a mistake of a unit.
Just really brain broken.
They literally had to bring Breath of Life 4 just to stop him.
Alright,
but... And then, of course, Azura. Still one of the best answers.
But yeah, still very, very solid.
Right.
Universally useful. Yeah, I still think that Spring Mirabilis is just so nice in Summoner duels.
Agreed.
And in a lot of modes that it's hard to pass on her. But Azura, I think, provides pretty solid support for what she is as a dancer. I mean, a cav dancer, having good movement is always nice. So she's still very, very worth using.
Yep.
Okay. And then it's and it's red because it's Kvaser is still great fodder, Insight's great, Alencia is still great. Not the best fighter anymore, but movement is really annoying.
Not the best, but she has aged, I think, solidly well for
no quarters. Double no quarters potentially. It's still actually okay damage by today's standards.
Well, I'm not so worried about the damage because she always sneaks on top of ranged units.
Yeah, it's more so that she'll find a way to kill the unit that you don't want touched. Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, Micaiah exists now, but she is still technically Omni Guidance, which is nice.
Yeah, and no follow-up to everyone, regardless of movement type.
Yep, that part is sweet. And then Nana is, I mean...
Kind of waiting on a remix at this point. She's waiting not on a terrible, but she takes a lot of a lot of hardcore speed invest to hit her potential, and she doesn't have any special qualities like +1 move or an easier way to get to the things she's trying to nuke. So it's a little inhospitable for her now.
2 out of 3 solids, but overall, it's an older color share. So take that as well.
But not the worst by any means. It's still respectable. And then blue is not the greatest.
Cheetah's not good. Honestly, if you have the form of her, that's all you need.
But Mozu!
Mozu! Yeah!
Mozu! Everyone's favorite knockoff. Not even legendary Sheeta. It's a Toon Sheeta, except
Sheeta's
worse.
Bootleg.
Hey.
And we also have Gold Mary. And she's not a Toon, she's a normal hero. I like Mozu.
It has the benefit of a duo skill and better support.
Glad she's in the game.
And then you've got Deirdre, who is sort of in... I don't really see Deirdre at all. She's in sort of this weird spot where she's not, like, terrible, but I don't think she
scary,
is a...
dude.
Well, yeah.
If you're
Don't
not
underestimate
prepared,
her. She'll kick her.
if you're not prepared, Deirdre's a nightmare.
Prepared, absolutely.
She just
So I think
lose. That's the part that sucks.
Yeah, but I think she's definitely the most interesting unit on the blue color for sure.
Funnily enough, despite Mozu being the newest here, I think Deirdre is actually a better unit potentially. You might have to build her a bit.
If you right, if you can work with her, that could be better. Yeah.
But as a whole, at least for the color shares of the Mythics, fantastic banner. If you just snipe colorless and green, there's pretty much no chance you're going to leave empty-handed with something poor from main, like the focus.
Yeah, those are 6 units who you can just count on to be very reliable.
Or at least good fodder.
That's right, yeah. Reliable fodder at the very worst.
I think the bigger question is just should you go for it, because Choose Your Legend's coming up.
Yeah,
Choose Your Legends is coming up,
on
which
what
is
you,
really
what
annoying.
you value, and CYL value is obviously very high, so...
Multi-spark potential, and...
Yep.
I mean, notoriously, a lot of Choose Your Legends units tend to fall off because units like to compete with their roles directly within, like, 6 months.
But it's not to
it's
say...
not really 6 months anymore, but yeah.
But it's not to say that those units, when they come out, especially a unit like Brave Soren, if you picked them up as your free pick for CYL, you are not going to be, particularly disappointed about that even today.
Still works.
Given what utility he has, yeah.
That's the big thing, is Choose Your Legends units will probably be good for a long time, even if they get competed with, but usually there's at least one that lasts way longer. So,
yes. Well, that's the thing. I think if you're willing to take the time to carefully analyze, okay, which of these units
carefully analyze? You can just watch a YouTube video.
Yeah, well, let somebody else. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing here, isn't it?
Right. I get that, but I was trying to say that it's not always easy to analyze at the very beginning of a CYO banner which unit is going to be the longest lasting. But I think if you can, I mean, Soren's a very good example, right, of a unit who has a niche who is very unlikely to be replaced or competed with, except, as maybe a future all of himself with a signed decoy. And a unit like Brave Robin, unfortunately, got a little upstaged by his young self, but still has that unique status that only those two have. So I think that's one thing to consider: unique support, unique statuses, stuff like that. And we'll see what. Huh?
Yeah. Essentially, the big thing to note: this banner ends before Choose Your Legend starts.
Yeah, that was a question that was asked.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So realistically, you have to weigh in. Are you going to go on this banner because you value these two as mythics, possibly beyond that for Summoner Duels, or in the case of some Beast fans, fodder? Or will you wait it out for Choose Your Legends, knowing that realistically, from now to then, you could probably get enough to spark once, and then by the end of it, spark twice? Because Choose Your Legends, you could spark up to 4 times? Or is it 3? I think it's 4.
I think it's 4, yeah.
So realistically, do you want to go on a Mythic banner, especially if you don't have Fade Pass, no guarantees, or do you want to go and Choose Your Legends, knowing you'll have guarantees, but you have to actually kind of gamble on the quality of the units, or if you like them? Personally, I think that Choose Your Legends banner, like the debut, the rates, not great. Not great. It's just a 3% banner. Sparks are nice, though. So if you want to get
I think sparking once on CYL is pretty reasonable.
But on the other hand, on this banner, Aetherneer can be a bit of a luxury to some people. Aetherin is probably more worth your time, but it's still a matter of if you want that specific utility support. Because if you have Breath of Life 4, you get most of what she already brings to the table for some teams. Most is in heavy quotation marks. But I think this banner is good, but I think that for a lot of people it is just bait. Because Choose Your Legends is probably going to have a lot of quality on it, regardless of where it ends up. That's the way I see it.
Yep, that's how I see it too, which is why I don't think I'm pulling on this. This is a maybe one copy, maybe something like that at most.
It's tempting.
I'm tempted because I'm currently going for No C Disrupt Echo. Yeah, it's a bit greedy of me.
Wait, when does
but
Celica come back?
Nemesis. Maybe.
Emblem Celica comes back, I believe, is it September?
I can check if I have.
I don't have the rerun calendar on me.
Yeah, people seem to post it very sporadically. So, let me check. Yeah, September.
Oof.
Okay.
She'll be sharing with Mythic Lumera.
Yeah, maybe waiting is probably better.
Because, yeah, I mean, especially in your case, Emblem Celica is fundamentally one of the best units to just have. Like, straight up.
She breaks the game, but, yeah.
Her ring and her
ring
are just
breaks
so
the game.
helpful.
But she's also stupid good.
Oh, she breaks the game. Oh my god. Why does she get to have so much range? Like,
why does she get to have 6 spaces of
she
range?
ruined Arena. It's unplayable now.
I mean, fortunately, you won't see her very
frustrating.
long in Arena, I hope. But
Wait, what's stopping her from showing up more?
score.
Because she doesn't score well, yeah.
What are you talking about? That still fucks
Are you
a bunch of
talking about
people
her
over.
ring?
In the mid range, it'll definitely be more annoying. I can agree with that
Yeah.
much.
People
That
can't
is
even
true.
play in the mid-range. Because
Yeah.
whales are going to still deploy plus 10 versions of her. Like, that'll just automatically end runs.
Yeah, that's more so the thing.
Evil
Is that
stuff,
it's
yeah.
not a score optimized unit to use Celica, but for anybody that just wants to be really annoying,
Yeah,
throw
you can just
Celica
farm
on.
wins off that on defense.
I don't even. Most comps can't deal with that, so that's freaking lovely. Yeah, Celica, in all respects, is just so. Mobility is king in the game for the reason. So
Oh,
Celica
God,
is just.
just imagine if they got some Grail unit that could at least deal with Celica ring abusers a little better, having some kind of
Warp bubble.
Yeah, well, would it just have... Is Warp Bubble literally the only thing that would be able to stop them?
Yeah. Nothing
'Cause,
else.
yeah, I can't think of another status that would do that.
So yeah, I would definitely say in your case, going for a Celica copy is probably the most pragmatic thing. But also consider the fact that I think it's 155 orbs to spark, considering if you were to go for that. Like if that were an option, you could probably get that in the month of September alone.
Ike is back in August. Not that it necessarily matters for you, but for people who are wondering.
Good to know. So
Fought a team
I
of
think-
Plus and Celica and a Plus and Ike using each other's rings today. Congratulations,
Oh my
that's
God.
cancer.
that's okay. The Celica using Ike ring is
with
just being
Ike ring.
just being stupid. But
But to be fair, she can't use... I mean, Marth doesn't do anything on her. So,
yeah, there's just no reason to run. I mean, I guess there's a reason.
To be fair,
Well, you can't
okay.
use Ike ring on Ike.
I hope when the doctor comes up and be like, DX the Fey apologist, to be fair, you have cancer.
I'm glad you're so concerned for my health. I will keep that in mind whenever I go to a clinical checkup.
I'm sorry your medical bills are so high, but to be fair, you have cancer.
No,
To
they'll
be
be like,
fair,
to
you've
be
been with
fair,
us
you're going to be
for so
dead
long."
soon, so it won't matter.
Wow. Oh, we love to
Oh,
hear
man.
this kind of slander.
To be fair, next of kin.
I love when people say to be fair, and the thing they said was absolutely unfair.
Well, the thing I said was there was literally nothing. There was no other ring that Celica could realistically use.
To be fair,
That's still not
it's a
fair.
plus 10 Celica.
Like, and there's no one else on the team who could use any other ring, so it's like literally that or nothing.
But yeah, that's a toxic team if I've ever heard one.
Why do you even want to deal with this crap?
Okay.
That's what
I deal with it regularly and also do it regularly.
Yeah, that's you in a nutshell. I think the only toxic strategy that you never did, that you drew a line at somehow, was Duo Leon.
Actually, this gummiest unit in the entire game, and he can use Celica ring too, so that's cool. But
I actually laughed my ass off when a Leon jumped across the river to fuck my arena run over.
Right, like
he did that with my Summoner Duels
special
with a certain unit that we know. Legion and I both know a certain guy named, what is it, Luis, right?
Yeah, there's this guy in Summoner Duels who likes to climb with just an Emblem Celica Leon, and he just throws him in. And for most people, that's enough. It's so toxic.
There
I killed a bunch of his units, but then
no strategy anymore. Oh my god. There's no counterplay. You just die.
Breath of Life for Ike. Woo.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not really strategy. That's something you have to go out of your way to attain.
Yeah, but then once you obtain it, it's just kind of, okay, I throw the unit in, the unit lives, next unit dies, onward we go. I will not stop for anything.
Let's get to the final portion of it then. The final topic. Will you pull?
Still a little unclear for me.
I want to, because A, Aetherneer is really fun, and B, that action economy on Aetherine opens up a lot of cool options. But I don't know if I could physically do it. So
That's basically what my mind is saying to me. Logistically, I technically could do it, but it's like, what if I want to go for the banners that make the most impact to me? I should probably just.
I'd be saving for Choose Your Legends. Realistically, is what I'd be looking at.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, the only thing that's interesting is I don't have Loki, so if I go Colorless Share, that's 2 mythic potentials that I do not have, and I also don't have a Lear somehow. So
Despite
that
all
entire
your interest in them.
But since I don't have any of them, there's a lot of value out of that. But I still want to actually go for at least one of every Choose Your Legends, because realistically,
Collection.
it's not even just collection. Most times, there's at least some utility to every Choose Your Legends unit, even if it doesn't last as long.
Much is true.
So tough.
It's
Some
especially
utility, as in, hey, we're gonna fodder this dude off.
That is, in Legion's mind, perhaps some utility.
I mean,
of its own.
Hey, I wanted
how
to fodder
scarce his
Gambit
fodder
for
is.
ages. Oh, yeah.
I see all those screenshots of your builds that you're like, oh man, I can't get the fodder for this, I can't get the fodder for that, and I just internally die because I'm like, wow,
I'm stingy.
your stinginess and getting one of every unit before being able to fodder any copies is rough.
Yep. But I'm committed to that, so yeah.
FOMO is the idea. Yeah, I guess it's FOMO as an idea. This idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
for more choose.
a bad. Yeah. Which also technically, by the way, there's a chance that Aetherneer his special can be used on Mortis. DR piercing armors, anybody?
Yep, probably can because it's cavalry allowed.
Yeah.
I know Beast Assault is the exception to that, but even still.
We shall see. But nevertheless, it definitely feels like this is a FOMO banner because it's a double mythic, because the color shares are really good. But we do have one of the most, at least, lucrative banners in terms of sparking and quality unity density, considering there's no demote coming up. So, kind of rough. And what about you? What you looking at?
I always so if we go back to start of the year, my thinking was, hey, I have been playing this game long enough that I should be in arena every single season fighting for tier 21. Therefore, I need a plus 10 legendary hero.
Yep.
Well, that was my thinking at the start of the year. Now my thinking is, hey, Ike exists, Celica exists. Even if I have
How do I
plus a
get
hero,
that?
I am not going to be able to do this because I'll be committing to what, like an hour at average per arena, right?
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to beat these characters? They're just going to show up more and more often. I basically just forfeit every time I fight them. And there's no way I'm going to like ignore, like, get 5 matches without bumping into these guys, right? Like, how's that going to happen?
Right. I mean, with Ike, if you have Scowl, it's something. Like, he realistically can't win against those, but that's about it. And then with Celica, unless you really have, like, an amazing unit that can take her, which there's almost none in the Grail Pool. Good luck. You just can't.
Is there any unit in the Grail Pool who could tank her?
Remarkably, I've had Murdoch do it a couple times.
That is pretty funny.
Really?
Because she doesn't have full DR, Piercing Weaving Fighter, Murdoch actually does have some DR against her.
Oh god, you have
plus
to Weaving
Beacon.
Fighter. Okay, sure.
Yeah, Weaving.
I was like, is this reasonable? I have one dual
No.
Byleth, man.
I got lucky. I got a second one. I was gonna give it to 4 Morties, but man, I wanted Murdoch to be useful.
At the very least, my
Yes.
team has a slightly easier time moving around with Celica ring units all over the place, thanks to the.
I mean, yeah, that's the
borders
other
effect.
thing. Having your own Celica ring at least gives you a chance to deal with some comps like that.
Well, yeah, that. But I was talking about
no.
Bardus' warping combined with that.
That's not as much because if you commit, like they
Yeah,
don't
you
care
have to
about
win.
losing heroes. You have to
Nope.
commit. You have to win the fight and then not die afterwards.
Which, from an arena perspective, there's damn near nobody that can super tank like that.
Yeah, so I don't
That's
know.
actually why I run Nemesis at a score loss, because I know he can. And he's the only unit who can. In my
Nell can.
characters.
It depends a bit on the matchup, though. I can't just throw her into everything willy-nilly.
But
That's
yeah,
my max invest now, of course.
there's so few options that can do that. And even those that think they can do it, you'd be surprised. So, yeah.
So to go back
that's-
to the answer, I don't know what I'm gonna do because the goal that I had in this game will never work out at this point. And before someone says, "Well, I can beat Ike and I can beat Celica," okay, great. They're gonna release more heroes. It's
Yeah.
only gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better. Come on. Whoever
Yeah,
I pick up
I
right
mean,
now can't deal
is-
with this stuff, and they'll definitely not deal with them in the future.
Ike is definitely a bit of an exceptional case relative to most, but we're going to get units that
Okay,
are at
so-
least similar par.
It's
That
a matter
basically
of
forces me
time,
to try and make a
basically.
plus 10 Ike, which is not easy anyways.
Yeah. I mean, he'll score well, hypothetically, and that's an extra plus $2 stats from the Emblem, the actual Emblem effect. Neat. But, yeah, that's not really, A, reasonable for most people, and B, especially useful outside of just a disgusting combat unit.
Okay,
Who, if I mention, is literally countered by units like Celica, like, hypothetically, Eikthrnir if he can wall. Just saying.
yeah. This doesn't make sense, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, anyways. Well then, that is the banner. Well, we had a lot of thoughts about it. It's not the biggest banner in the world. You can skip this.
No.
Especially
Solid,
with the
but-
circumstances. There are also
Yeah,
solid
you
banners
can.
right now that you can go for, so definitely. don't
Oh,
worry about it.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I mean, I know we have said our piece on the new Heroes banner, but even that one is actually really solid. And the seasonal banners both are pretty good.
Yep. So, the next big thing is, I'm being told August 1st? Fate channel? August 1st?
Oh yeah, right. We should be getting a Fate
Mhm.
channel for, I believe, if I remember
It'll just-
correctly, it's start of August and mid of August.
Yeah, the
Start-
first one will just say the CYO winners and then not talk about them. And then the mid-August one will actually like do the whole banner. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I believe it goes into the seasonal banner for August. I know they did it last year for the Tea Time banner.
And they did it
And-
with the pirate banner as well.
Yeah.
a while back. Yeah.
So it'll be about the seasonal theme. I believe any celebration stuff they do during that time. And then at best, yeah, they don't announce the CYL winners. I believe they just say that they have one in the middle of the month. But fair chance, yes, there should be a Fade channel sometime around August 1st, based on historic evidence. And if not, then there should be a banner trailer a couple days after that.
They might talk about the version update.
Yes, inevitably if they have a Fate channel. And just for reference, the update would be on, I believe, the 5th. So trailer also on the 5th. Just for reference.
All
So at the max we're looking at, I believe, not next Monday, but the Monday after. If not sooner for a Fate channel.
And they'd be going over probably the remixes as well.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the
Which-
next. What?
Oh,
Which what?
I was trying to figure out which. Oh, that's Claude and Uller. That's right.
Finally Claude. Yeah. But that's realistically the roadmap for next major things that are happening. I mean, there is a data mine tomorrow, but it's just a mythic. Double mythic. I doubt anything serious is in there.
Okay. Anyways. Your boy barely gets sleep, and if I have any hope of editing this video, I better end soon. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
true.
we're gonna cut it off there. But yeah, we will be back at least tomorrow, and then on the 1st. So keep those marked.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if not the 1st, then the 5th. One of those 2 days.
Yes. You know, I actually still have this up, chat, from Monday.
The layout?
Huh? No. The E3's defense match.
Oh. What? I didn't realize that.
Because it doesn't count as a actual match, you know?
Yeah, right.
So you can cancel into it and play it on other devices.
That's actually kind of funny. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah,
Huh.
this wouldn't matter to like 90% of people.
Yeah, no, I guess I literally wouldn't think that way. Why would I?
All right, so let's
Also,
watch this
what
match.
is this
Yeah.
guy? What is this guy doing?
I don't know, man. Everyone just uses OP heroes. They don't really think about it anymore. The
And
The game-
Tana.
yeah, well, yeah, the game doesn't even ask you to think anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there's one unit here that literally could win the match on his own. I hate it.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
All right,
The unit.
let me fix the layout real quick, and then let's watch the match. Yeah, chat. How long do you guys think I should be streaming for now that I work full time?
What are your
I mean-
exact hours?
8:30 to 5.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's actually a little more than the 9 to 5. That's right. I remember you mentioning
I don't
that.
understand why I'm being asked to come in at 8:30. I come in at
That is
8:30.
so
The
odd.
office is empty, and today the office was empty anyways.
I
People
saw
li-
I saw the picture you took. Yeah, it was funny.
I was like, what the? My superior, who is like on vacation, she like messaged me at 4:30. She's just like, "You can go home now. Everyone left." I'm like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, I was like, "What are you talking?" And then I look outside. I was like, "Oh, there's no one." And you might be like, what the heck? Wouldn't you be able to like just people would be like, wouldn't you be able to just hear that like there's no one around? No, the office is always quiet because there's always no one around and people don't make noises. It's the most
I mean, it is
quiet
an
office I'm in ever. So like, yeah, I had no idea.
I mean, in a sense, that's nice, but this is... what?
Yeah. The good news is like there's there's so little supervision, there's so little stress, there's so little of everything. Thus,
Yeah, it seems like it's a very laissez-faire kind of job.
yeah. But I still have to be there.
Oh, yeah.
It's such an American way to pronounce it, Legion. Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire.
I did mention
I can
this.
say it in French.
The company's
Yeah.
parent. The company is like this is a branch of the company. Its parent company is European. So I'm thinking this is probably just how it is in Europe.
It's just Europe style governance.
Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, like it's a very cushy job because it's not a lot of effort to do the job. I would say every day I probably like put in 2 hours of actual work. But I'm genuinely confused why they want me to come in so early. Ugh, whatever.
It just seems like they leave the reins off, except for the fact, yeah, it's like just the one thing that's just so annoying. Why?
Yeah,
Why inconvenience that way?
Right, I'm not gonna argue it because I'm still on probation for like 90 days, so.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
I brought this up before too. Like HR told me it was 9 to 5, but my boss told me it was 8:30 to 5. I was like, what?
I mean, he's the boss, I guess, but that's just dumb.
Yeah.
Your boss.
And it's so marginal. Again, it's just such a mild, stupid inconvenience, but it matters.
It matters to me especially because I already sleep like shit, and now I have to get there 30 minutes earlier.
Right. Ugh. No, thank you. I imagine the commute isn't too bad, I hope, but still.
It is the closest I've ever worked, so that's the best part about it.
Yeah, no complaints there.
Less than 20 minutes to get there, which is crazy.
Dang, not bad. Okay. Minor consolations, at least.
Yes. Right? Chat, what would you do with 20 minutes?
That's a loaded question.
Oh my god. What? Because I'm I'm getting dropped off because one of my parents works nearby. So it's been convenient that I don't have to like worry about transportation. But this hasn't mattered thus far because I get so little sleep. I just like try it, like close my eyes for like 20 minutes. But when I have more energy, what would you do at that time? Because you can do a lot of important things in 20 minutes. For example, I could probably script a video in 20 minutes, but I'm in a car, so typing is hard. That's not gonna be easy, right? So like I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that, for example. But like you can't. What could you do in 20 minutes? I probably could like watch an episode of anime. I could.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me your thoughts. Because that's 20 minutes every day I'm not really using. I'm just closing my eyes for it. Yeah.
I mean, in some sense, it's actually probably... Personally, I found that even just a 20-minute power nap could be all it takes to at least get energy to last half a day.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing because I need that energy badly. But once my schedule is fixed and I properly sleep and I properly stream and I properly do everything, is what I'm thinking.
And yeah, that void will actually be there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's just put it this way. For the sake of health, never should it be that sleeping time is used for actual stuff.
You're saying that to the wrong person. I've been doing that for years.
I mean, I'm not exactly much better, but I'm trying.
All right. Well, Casey says, watch a video, listen to an audiobook, or work on a writing project. I would work on writing because I feel like that's the...
Yeah.
I might not be making content much longer for I'm Heroes, but I feel like I need to at least practice. The new wave of content is just like short, very focused videos on like quick reactions and thoughts. Like,
emphasis on focus too.
Yeah, emphasis on focus. I've literally watched videos where it's like the actual content is like 1 minute, right? But it's a 3-minute video where they play like 2 minutes to set things up to get their feelings on something, and then 1 minute of actual content, you know, where it actually is meaningful. But those do very, very well because that's what people are looking for. Like, they have one question and your video directly addresses it, and it's very visible because it's directly addressing one thing. So yeah, like I feel like that's the future. I feel like that's the future for a while, but I haven't had the time or motivation to do it. But now I literally have time. At work, I can work on these things because it'll look like I'm working, but it won't even matter.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just pull up Word or something, and then can't really tell unless you start actually reading it.
I have a corner cubicle, so.
Oh, well, even better. Yeah.
Like, and it's not like I would be behind on work every single day. It's like I'm there on demand essentially. So there's a lot of downtime.
Oh yeah, that's actually not too bad then.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, obviously they care about being productive, but there's no really need to be productive 24/7 or full time. Yeah, that's not too bad.
All right. Well, anyways, let's watch match.
All right, let's see how this went. Not
okay.
Win or loss.
To be honest, just fighting Sharino means I should lose this because she is that good.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, the Leon could literally just find a way to get in your cav line and lock the entire team.
That is also
After that
true.
hindrance is
There are
gone.
several ways to go about this. Even though this team looks super goofy, he definitely has the right tools, assuming it's a he, to beat me. Let's find out.
Yep.
Oh,
Probably some stupid move.
I don't even remember who
Really
won and how it happened or anything like that, because this was from Monday.
Yeah, now I'm curious because I am just blind. That's what I would have done.
I put all my traps on the front, right in front of the characters, because I'm scared of Gale Force.
Yeah, right. The problem is there's a mixture of ranged and melee Gale Force these days, mostly because of Gold Bag, so you have to kind of play the risk.
Oh, Emblem and Elise speed tied, so they both got end turned.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of weird. That sucks. Wait, what?
Love and gratitude.
He broke the... Yep, that's exactly what I was expecting.
Huh?
He just duo
Why?
skilled in front of your whole team.
Oh, yeah, because it's a line. Oh my god.
Yep, the
And the worst
entire
part-
team except
Cancer
Emblem.
part.
Yeah, and the worst part is Embla can't reach anymore because Sigurd's in the way and
Well, she got
in the way.
end turned too because she speed tied with Elise.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
literally
So
your whole team
team's
is
end
gone.
turned.
Wow, that's
What
bullshit.
a toxic unit.
Yep. You literally don't have a team right now, and you can now just get Gale Forced. And because Leon had his action, Sharena can get 3 kills here.
Oh god.
Especially since she can Kanto in to get nearby Leon for the extra action. Nope, she's just gonna wait.
Oh. Okay.
Wait. What happened?
Uh-huh.
Huh? Oh, Emblem
Sigurd
clears her penalties!
Embla, they kept their
That's
actions.
Huh.
Wait, why did Sigurd keep his?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, why did he
cleanses
keep
her
his?
penalties. I forgot about that. What happened to Sigurd?
Oh, odd recovery. It still triggers from release. That's
Oh.
right.
Oh,
That
That
right!
is so funny.
Yeah.
This
Ah,
this goofy team of this guy. Well, it's not that goofy. It's still amazing. But like, wow.
he could have used his duo skill on Sharena too to kill Sigurd. So at least he had that, but wow.
So Sigurd's just gonna go kill Peony.
Get caught.
Oh, wait a
Wait,
second.
Wait,
He's
why is he
killing
going after
Leon?
Leon? He's not gonna
He
kill
can
Leon.
Kill?
He almost did.
He has to kill because
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
He would rather fight Leon than Sharena?
He couldn't
What?
Kill, he couldn't kill Sharena. Sharena's really tanky.
Yeah, but he-
deceptively.
But Leon actually has visible res. He's actually green. It's blue versus green.
I mean,
I guess well
Sigurd didn't get hit.
Sharena's Excel would get triggered because it's a special. So that would be some flat DR.
That's some
it might.
bull.
He can't double. He can't double. So
Oh, so
actually,
overall
he
does
has
more
less
damage
hit.
on Leon.
Yeah, he doesn't do as much
yeah.
damage. As
Fair,
weird
fair.
as that is, he does less.
By the way, Sharena being this bulky is unfair. Why did IS do this? I will never understand.
The unit who is literally a res quote-unquote tank is not that tanky, but then the nuke with action economy is the tank.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sigurd rather fights a color disadvantage situation against a high res unit than a low res unit. Oh my god. All right, well.
Sounds cool to me.
Funny.
Wait, why did
Now,
Embla just attack
Embla.
first? Because she could have just won this on her own, right?
There was no way. She couldn't reach.
Oh,
Because,
that's
Sigurd
right.
occupied the tile.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sleep deprived right now, chat.
Do not fail.
No,
yeah,
quit.
now
Quit, you bastard. Quit. Why are you playing? Quit.
You
already lost
take
a
the
unit.
loss.
Cherish us, or else.
Oh,
Wait,
I
Embla
should
survived
take that.
1 HP. Wow.
hey, let's go Embla.
I
There's no
guess
miracle here either.
Sharena doesn't have Excel because she didn't move. So
Ah, that's true.
Oh yeah, right. No A slot, effectively.
I'm rooting for you.
I
Yeah,
can't
no,
believe this guy's playing me. Leave. You bastard, leave.
I mean, sometimes I'll play until I've
you
won.
barely
and
one-shotted
forfeit.
Sigurd.
I've done that too, but not when there's so much match still remaining.
No choice then.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He's clearly showing that he knows what he's doing, except I killed a hero, so it doesn't count.
Right. I won, but I lost, but I won. That's all that matters, right?
Oh, again, lived on.
What? Is Sharena doing that on purpose? What is this?
You can do it.
Yeah, what?
Spirit.
Wow, I'm so surprised. My team actually has a way of dealing with this, kind of. Oh crap! It's a Matt from the last day. He doesn't need water. Ah.
Oh.
I see.
This is from Monday chat. I was going to stream on Monday, but I was so tired I would burn out. But I did set it up to I did finish my arena run and everything off stream. So yeah, this is the match. What'd you think? That was a good match though. It was fun.
That was actually really cool. First of all, it is nice because technically speaking, it's not Summoner Duels, so Leon has a counterplay. It's penalty cleansing, which is kind of funny. But that was actually really cool seeing your team actually get somewhere.
Yes.
Even if it's not the way I expected it.
Yeah, that was an unexpected method of getting there.
I actually say I won because I got 1 kill and he didn't get the water. So.
Yeah, right.
You effectively did better than any quote-unquote loss.
This guy could have done so much more. Keep in mind that both Peony and Tana's duo skills, or harmonic skill rather, are refreshes.
Yeah.
And Sharena's. This guy had so many actions he just never used. Like,
oh yeah, because he was so positive. Maybe he was trying to show off, in which case, good, get effed.
Yeah, no, he literally just wanted to duo skill your team to show that he could win like that, and it failed.
Yeah. Alright, well,
honestly, it's a moral victory. Yeah.
He was Japanese. Anyways, I've held that match onto my tablet since Monday chat, but I will have to restart so we can actually do stuff.
Oh, that's funny. Play information from another... Again, problems that I've never had to deal with.
That guy could easily figure out what kill at least if he wanted to. Yeah.
If he thought about it.
I love it. I love it when people think they're gonna destroy you, then you turn them around and F them in the butt.
Yeah, I was about to say, turn them around, bend them over.
Whoa, I didn't think you'd double down on that. How was the Mythic trailer? It was a surprise to see 2 Mythic heroes. They're really good, and both are highly recommended. But I personally am gonna skip out on it.
It's a great banner that is also skippable, which is actually kind of nice.
Yes.
It's definitely going to be very meta influential, though. We might be able to skip on it. I guarantee you will see them. The only thing that's funny, they both kind of get countered by Nurgle. Imagine stealing Hathron's bonus. That'd be kind of delicious for him.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I'm gonna make him reset it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's... Man.
The screen... Samsung tablets, chat. Alright, sorry. Tomorrow, actually... I was gonna talk about today, but I'll talk about tomorrow now.
Yeah.
One of the big games I've been waiting for hit EOS. It was supposed to be what replaces Faye for me, and people might think that's funny, but yes.
Which one?
Aster Tatteris has gone EOS, so they're not doing their global release anymore because they're not going to exist anymore. Yeah, the game is officially going to end at 1 year, 2 months. I was going to cover that on stream today, but there's no time.
Dang.
That game legitimately would have shown you how to do SRPG on mobile. Problem is, it's not existing IP. And the funniest thing is, I guess it's not so funny. The devs realized that too. They literally said they were gonna close down every game that didn't feature an existing IP, except for this game. So I was like, okay, so Aster Tatteris is gonna continue on then, right? Nope. No, it's not, because
didn't last.
They just don't. If you have existing IP, you just have a much bigger reach. SRPGs are already such a niche content. They're so niche. There's so little fans.
Absolutely.
Of it. I know for Fire Emblem fans, you guys might not believe that, but that's.
I mean, even Fire Emblem is still a relatively niche, but it still has an IP enough where it's lasted.
As Nintendo's backing, after all. So
yeah, but it is still niche.
I'll be honest, I don't know what Nintendo's backing's worth anymore.
Well, not enough to consistently make good products, unfortunately, but I guess actually it's not so much the
Where did
product
that
so much
bring
as
you
just
back to fate?
Nintendo as a company is just a fossil
Suck-
and is unwilling to engage with modern, audiences.
Yes, it is a FOSO. This game is so dated, which is why I'm looking forward to the other game launching at the end of the month, which is also SRPG, which I am
what's that?
actually sponsored to play. August 1st, we're playing Sword of Convalaria for 3 hours. That's the official launch of Sword of Convalaria. If you guys have checked it out, it is HD graphics, HD pixels. It is in the styling of Tactics Ogre from Final Fantasy Tactics from many years ago. Oh my gosh. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. I am plugging these guys a lot, not just because they're sponsoring me, but because this is actually... Sword Convalaria and Astrotatarix basically follow the same philosophy, which is we're making an SRPG, but it will not be a skimmed down version of it, which is what Fate is, right? We'll give you the full SRPG experience. In other words, full-on story, voice acting, decision-making, branching paths, full-on building of characters, which means including equipment, skills, building up skills, talent, and it's fully fleshed out, which means the animations are there as well. You might have recognized this stuff from like this kind of look from like Project Triangle Strategy. Yeah, like this is a really good game. I've already played it. We've already done our first sponsor stream of it during a closed beta test. I'll be doing more of it August 1st, chat. It's officially coming out. If you do in our chat's SOC, you can officially get our link for it. So give the game a try. It is on Steam, officially coming out on July 31st. Also on iOS, also on Android Store. You have no reason not to try it out. So,
do you think that HeroeS will release a game like this at some point? If so, would you play it?
I've literally played every HeroeS game, so yes. This year, I was looking forward to two SRPGs in general. Astrotatarix and not Sword of Convalaria. I actually didn't even know it existed until they reached out for a sponsorship. Girls Frontline 2. Girls Frontline 2 has also announced that they are releasing globally. So, even if Astrotatarix will not be coming out globally, we're still good for SRPGs. The only problem is, it makes me a lot more worried. Because Sword of Convalaria has the same issues that Astrotatarix had, which is it is a new IP, it is a very niche game, SRPG, and it doesn't fall back like Girls Frontline does. Girls Frontline should hint as to what it falls back on. Girls! It's a waifu collector game. That makes things a lot simpler. You can just attract horny people and make money off of that. Astrotatarix and Sword of Convalaria have no such advantages or benefits. So I'm really hoping this game blows up and it does really, really well. But if nothing else, there are two other games if you're tired of Fire Emblem Heroes to play this year. So we'll see. This is not HeroeS. This is from XD. It just says it right there. Anyways, yeah, let's do the Ether Raid run and yeah, finish up.
Sure.
I've unironically been just using Nemesis in Astra for the last few seasons. It's
We've
been
been using them everywhere.
yes.
I'll do you better. I've been using Emblem Mike everywhere, but it's been rough actually, because when I fight Celica teams, like I can't go Savior because they'll die.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually at a point where I almost never use saviors, which is weird for me, but I use Ike Light and Nemesis and Astra, and those are my only tanks most of the time. It's just almost no savior can tank Celica, realistically.
Yes.
It's just too risky.
Do a Byleth. It's not even been a year.
Not even close for him.
But he's getting smashed.
I mean, I've seen Hardy Bearing Violet's able to do it, but it's really rough. I just could not risk it personally.
Even if I did
Mer
that,
probably could, but yeah.
So say I did Hardy Bearing Byleth. Wouldn't Leon just kill him then? Like a good Leon.
Unless you are Breath of Life 4, yes.
Okay, then I have to Breath of Life. Oh my god, like, where are we going?
I
with this?
Breath
This
of
is
Life 4
ridiculous.
Makayo on my team, attuned, obviously, and that helps a lot.
I mean, yeah, it is at a point where Super Tanks, realistically, man, you would love to have Breath of Life 4. And if you don't, it gets rough.
Mhm.
That's actually why I find, ironically, my light a little harder to use sometimes in Astra, because I don't have Breath of Life 4 on it. So I just lose to Leon or Golbeg sometimes even.
Yeah.
If it's Savior.
Actually, doesn't Govig also beat Byleth?
Hypothetically...
I haven't tried that yet, so I don't know.
The thing is that Byleth can kill Golbeg.
May the
It's the only
land
thing
be
that kind of
bountiful.
sucks for her.
I bestow
But if she
my
could one-shot him, Summer Golbeg probably could. Yeah. I don't know, I haven't tried that one before. I haven't fought a lot of Byleths recently either, so I don't have a lot of time to test it. I have one, but I don't have any of the new modern nukes besides Celica.
Casey says, I have to use Fallen Lumeria support of Emblem Ike these days. Yeah, Ike is actually getting smashed too.
Yeah,
even if I
the
don't...
right unit.
Right. Even if I don't bump into, even if I'm lucky enough to not bump into,
like this.
a comp that I like, a Cavline comp, I can still lose.
Yep. There are it doesn't happen super often, but I just genuinely get melted.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I have seen Igrens so decked out in like merges and whatnot that they can kill through Lumera's 50% ER. And I'm just like, okay, I guess I just can't win this anymore.
It will be done.
And then, of course, Nithavalir has actually shown himself to be definitively able to counter Ike for me, which is awesome. So I gotta be careful. There's really nothing more I can do with that.
I don't want to be a part of this stupid rat race where every month you gotta pull for this new bullshit hero to counter that new bullshit hero and just do it over and over again.
I mean, in this case, it's how many different ways can we try to counter Ike, and will they work? But yeah, in general.
You don't have to counter Ike, just run around him. That's the philosophy I've been playing under.
I don't even run around him. I just throw units that can't counterattack in his face, and he can't kill them.
Okay.
Like, historically, I would use Spring Mirabilis, just because of her true DR and being blue. It takes him like 3 turns to kill. And I can just walk around him until I can figure out how to deal with him. Or if it's Summoner Duels, I don't deal with him. That's why I hate Emblem Celica, because now I can just walk around.
I will go.
Or rather, warp around, yeah.
I would say Emblem Celica ruined this game, but we all know that's not true. It was already
ain't
ruined
helping.
before that.
It ain't helping, but it sure ain't gonna change the end result. I mean, let's put it this way. I don't feel too much more inconvenienced by Celica than I did before. For better or for worse. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm a participant. I just use Celica Ike because it's so broken. This does not look like
You are a
that.
contributor to the degeneracy that inhabits our unfortunate game we call Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yes. Oh, you still use Elamine?
I'll
Neat.
do it. I love you.
Elamine.
I still use her because she's merged.
Oh, yeah,
She's
that's
plus
actually
4.
fair.
I have emerged as well, though I usually can't justify her.
I literally don't have a single. I have like 2 Astra Mythic merges. It's bad. I really do need to just start saving for clear area. But no, I haven't used Elamine in honestly over a year.
What?
I stopped using her right around, like, a little bit before Freyr. Which, Freyr is about a year old.
That's actually crazy to me.
Let's rumble.
I just didn't need False Start as much.
What can I do?
And obviously when Freyr came out, I just gave up on it. I should at least have one team with her, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, yes, you should. I'm so confused as to why you wouldn't at least do that much.
I just gotta rework my teams because I like I said, I stopped using saviors, but it was only recently. I still have 2 savior teams on my
Seneca and her
offense.
effect
I
are
sh-
annoying
I gotta
to deal with,
drop
but
that
it's
to
one
1.
of those things that is
And I'll
better
probably
in
But
work
usually,
it out
I
with
always
the
have
AI,
one
so
savior
she
team
was a
on
good
my offense,
addition to the
basically,
game.
regardless of season.
Well, if you run into a cav line, you got no choice, mostly.
Yeah,
Or you gale force them.
that's one of the main reasons why I have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to
So,
fight
I'll-
Plumeria.
I've got this. Let's rumble.
I don't use Milla either, so those 2 I gotta start working back in because
I've got
when they come
this.
in handy, there's nothing quite like them.
Hmm.
Am I up?
You have my trust.
Let's see what the state of this map is, but it's very
Speak.
tiny.
Let's find happiness. Close your eyes.
That's 30 on the ad.
Careful, careful.
Let's see.
Should be okay.
Ursula can't reach, so there's no way you can team wipe here.
Yeah, but the problem is if Ursula moves first, Plumeria will refresh. So I need Plumeria to fight early.
Yeah.
Let's find happiness.
I can't tell. Is she aerobatics to reach Duma right now?
She
Is
should
that
Wings
why-
of Mercy hit.
Oh, she's Wings to Mercying. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, Young doesn't have Miracle. Good.
Alright, we're good.
Oh yeah,
then.
Duma gets refreshed. If Mary didn't attack.
No, he's moving 2 spaces. He's not.
Oh!
Because
I couldn't tell he had armored boots.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That was
oh,
Anna.
Right. I haven't seen her as much recently, so I kind of forgot she had Raid Snap. Oh. Pots.
Hmm.
This abides.
Yeah, I guess Aether is the easiest way to get in.
I think this is still okay.
What can I do?
Hmm.
Place here. Smite up to cover the back.
Oh, if you,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
if
we're
you got
good.
Smite-
We're good.
Yeah, as long as you got Smite, you're good. I think. If you can double Smite.
Let's find happiness.
Yeah, no, I think we're good.
I got Kanto on Fjorm, so she Kantos up onto the Bolt Trap.
And now I have Wings of Mercy too. Okay, I'm good.
With
Oh,
utter
sick.
certainty.
Let's rumble.
And then, yeah, Ike is... If you were to go diagonal to Ursula, you refresh with Plumeria, assuming she has Wings of Mercy, and then Ike goes into the other tile.
I was just gonna push up, refresh, and then move up. Wait, yeah, that works.
I've got this.
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Either way works.
I will
Yeah.
go.
I'll do it.
Nudge coming in
Consider
clutch.
it done.
I have no doubt.
No, we're good.
Hooray for corner strats, or penning strats, I should say.
Well, I think he can only get 1 water, Casey says. Oh, Casey, how many years have you been here for?
Close
My
We're
friend,
masters.
you wound me. You wound me. Alright.
Why
We,
not?
We know how, ye of little faith, we know how to deal with strats like these.
Yeah. How long have I been around for? Friend.
What can I do?
Dawn of YouTube asks, are we doing the favor finds today, Nims?
Dawn's been asking me over. I would 100% do it. I just don't have enough energy. I've been working full time.
The refined.
Double
And we're
refines
so
next
late
month.
on it.
Whoops.
Speak.
Have you seen them at all?
No, I haven't. Dawn's been asking me to do this. I've been purposely not checking it out.
I'll make sure not to say anything then, because
You have my trust.
I definitely could have.
I've got this.
Consider
Alright, whenever Rosa's end this.
This point, we
Or
end
we
up doing the refines
take the
from next
masochistic
month and
route and
just
do,
skip the ones from this month.
14 refines.
Yeah, no.
Woo! Hooray for double remixes.
Alright, oh, I gotta get Glenn.
Oh, yeah. This isn't a hard map.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. There's a theory that Lance Wyvern next to him might be Valter, which is funny.
Considering the positioning, I almost guarantee you it is.
Yep.
Why are there even theories?
Well, no, it's just a funny. I don't know,
GHBs love
nod.
being thematic.
Yeah, they like to be thematic.
Alright.
People have already taken screenshots of Valter killing Glenn.
I made sure to do that immediately.
I want everyone to know that schizophrenia is not a laughing matter. I actually did some research in it. Did you know?
Oh, now you know Sugma better.
I was trying not to say that, but thanks. Anyways,
Good thing I said it, so you don't have to.
1 in 5 people deal with it. So if Sugma deals with it, that means 4 of you are safe.
Oh,
But that means many more of
God.
you guys will potentially become schizo.
that's
Just by
the first good thing Sugma has ever done. Is prevent other people from being afflicted by his unique brand of schizophrenia.
He doesn't literally do it, but the
He doesn't
the
literally do it,
chances are
but
there.
mathematically,
Yeah.
he makes it statistically, align with himself. Yeah.
It's scary, man. So I brought this up before. At work, I listen to murder cases.
3 summons.
I listen to murder
Yeah.
cases to keep myself awake. There was a poker player, and she was up and coming, but she was dealing with schizophrenia. And one of the last meetings she had with one of her friends, before she was R-worded, burned alive too, which is the insane part, and
Oh God.
and then buried. She was schizo, but one of the last interactions she had with her friend was that her friend of since high school, they hadn't seen each other in a long time, and they meet up, and her friend's just so weirded out. She's just an entirely different person. She's fidgety, very fidgety. And then there was one time where she lent her car, and she just sat in the car and just rolled the window up and down and up and down and up and down. It was just Jesus Christ, man. I believe all of that, obviously, because it's just, I went to a friend's house when I was in high school, and I met his mother, who's dealing with schizophrenia, and it was just the most jarring thing I've ever dealt with. As a kid, to deal with that is just whoa, that can happen to a person.
Right. 1 second they're completely there, and then the next they're just a completely different person that probably isn't even fully attached to this world.
Yeah. The reason
Mentally.
why I bring this up is because there's at least one person in chat that's actually schizo. That's Glitch.
Yeah, that much is
You guys
true.
can't even see his chat anymore because I've stopped you guys from seeing it. He's unrestricted, so I can still see his chat message. He's always here, and he's just talking to himself the entire time, despite the fact that none of his messages show up on stream anymore. He still talks here.
Wow. God.
Yeah. And the worst thing is, I still remember years ago, we had one last discussion, and I recommended him getting help and whatnot. He said he tried, And that was the last time we talked about it, and he's never been the same.
Mm.
It's a seriously sad human affliction, chat.
Absolutely.
You can get it treated so it's alleviated, but if you see the signs and you're just like, oh, this is fun, no, it's not fun. You should definitely get it checked out.
It will not be fun. It will not be. If it is, it won't be.
Because most people don't take the early onsets of schizophrenia seriously. They don't. They just think it's normal or not a big deal or anything like that.
Unfortunately, a lot of those get to the point where they literally just, not to say terminal, but they just are impossible to escape.
Yeah.
It just gets worse.
Let's hope we get Reinhardt.
Let's go, Reinhardt. Gonna get note.
Does anybody use Desperation anymore?
I haven't pulled a Shauna in almost a year.
I pull her now and then. I just hold on to her because it's Iceberg and Desperation, so...
I actually
Good
get,
fodder
like,
for
no Shauna.
four,
It's
if
really
needed.
bad. So I actually, because of all the fodder I used on that, like, years ago, I almost have none. So, no. Because I can't. Just in case Flow Desperation needs to be pre-foddered.
Did I get power crafts? Felly, are you bringing this up because you put Desperation 4 on your... Oh, we got Reinhardt!
Wow!
Hooray.
I was kidding.
It actually took me a second, because the art style, I actually thought it was the right one.
Felly, are you bringing that up because one of the last things you did was Desperation 4 Hinoka?
On Hinoka, it's honestly still probably one of the best skills.
I didn't like it because it's just like she has sweep, but in the certain situations of
yeah.
Dealing against null C or null seed characters, yeah.
Which is becoming increasingly common, I guess, to be fair. But yeah, it is still a little silly.
Yeah.
Especially since, you know, it's a speed check in the first place, so if you're not meeting the speed check, you're not doubling.
Yeah. Felly!
Realistically.
I still can't believe you deleted your Faye account. And before you said, I can't believe you're still bringing that up. I still can't believe you did it because you're among the biggest whales I've ever known. How do you just delete it?
Deleting is honestly more impressive than anything.
Yeah.
I am guided by the
It's like, what if I had a Tesla and later on I'm like, fuck Elon Musk. I hate everything about him. Then I take my Tesla and drive it off a bridge. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Well, that proves the point. I'm not sure what you're proving, but it proves it.
It adds to the statistic of Teslas that have unfortunately...
Gone over bridges?
well, no, the thing about those statistics is that they're accidental. That wouldn't be a very intentional one, which is funny.
But that's what it feels like you did to me, fellas. That's why I can't. That's why it's on my mind. I can't forget it. It's just like
It is definitely not something I normally hear. I honestly forgot that you could do that.
I mean, no
rare.
No one's gonna
Yeah.
stop you from driving your car off. I mean, it'd
Well,
be too late to stop you. But like,
yeah.
Yeah, technically.
if the Tesla starts charging me monthly fees like a timeshare, I might get rid of it too. Oh God, you might not like your future, Felly, because that's what's gonna happen in the future.
There
Like,
already are car subscription services, which is scummy, by the way, but unfortunately there are.
yeah. For example, like the auto drive feature. Again, you can make the same argument here because you can argue you don't need Fay Pass, so you don't need to do all that stuff. But like,
Right.
you can make the same argument because it's in the future, it's most likely that all these features that you're gonna need in the car, that you're gonna want. Like, why would you get a smart car if it's not gonna drive itself, for example? Right? Like, that
Yeah.
wouldn't make any sense. So you're gonna get that feature. That's most likely the future anyways. You're gonna have a lot of really nice features that you're gonna want in your car, but you're gonna have to pay for it.
Yep.
And wait, and technically you have to pay anyways. Owning a car means you have to have insurance.
Oh yeah, no, it's an eternal, and not to mention maintenance and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's an
you also
eternal
have to
payment.
register it. and you have periodically, and you have to get your tags.
Annual
replaced and so on.
registration. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is, I'm just waiting for Felly to drive his Tesla off a bridge.
I'm done with this.
Fingers crossed. That doesn't happen, probably.
People rent
Still
cars all the
inconvenient.
time these days. I think renting a car is something that's actually really smart when you think about it.
Am I up?
Depending on the circumstances,
got
it's
this.
definitely something you'd have to evaluate.
It's a depreciating, it's a depreciating asset if you think about
Yeah.
it. And yeah, I drive a Hyundai. Okay, well, when Hyundai's release smart cars, we'll revisit this chat.
Hyundai is famously a very, very top-notch car brand, you know.
Oh, of course, it's foreign.
Aren't most
That
of the,
means it's gotta be something.
aren't most of the Asian brands like just very affordable, very reliable? Isn't that the idea?
Well, that's the idea. I mean, Toyota's the one that
I
had that
understand.
reputation. I don't know if
I
it
will not
still
do that.
does. But, you know.
Like, I don't see a reason why you should get a Kia or something otherwise.
Well, Kia's another...
Same as renting an apartment. Sugma, I'm just gonna ignore. Rent, if you own a house or even an apartment, it goes up in value. Unless you're living in the middle of nowhere, it's gonna go up in value. Cars do
And
not.
even then, there is a. I mean, it's speculative at that point, but it could technically.
Yeah,
have
but
value.
the housing market and the car market are very different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Sugma knows
Land
the
doesn't
difference
suddenly just
in
become
markets.
worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It- okay, so we can all agree house pricing is going up. Agreed?
Oh, objective.
Yeah, oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Then why would an apartment pricings go up? Because people want a place to live.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's why what someone's saying makes no sense. Why would say apartments go down in value? They don't.
What?
Unless you're literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a genuine rarity for apartment prices. So everyone is complaining, especially in the U.S. right now, about it being so hard to find affordable housing.
I come back
Exactly.
to you
Whether
and
that
talk
be
something about economy
apartments
dollars.
or, you know,
Whoa.
of course, houses you buy are on the rise as well. So it's like, yeah.
That was fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now someone says he got Mandela effect. Sugma, you used no
Oh
words
my-
correctly. Zero.
That would imply that there have to be a lot of people with you, Sugma, who think that
whole-
rentals are going down in value. And
I
who
don't-
says that?
I don't know of anyone who would say that.
Someone ill-educated would say it, but that's about it.
Now, I will be fair. There are situations in the world, for example, in Japan, due to populations dropping and how they have their laws. In Japan, if you inherit someone's house, you have to pay taxes on it. So in those
that's
cases
interesting.
where you have a house in the middle of nowhere with like nobody would ever move to this this village, and you have to pay money to own it. In those cases, yeah, they would absolutely just dump the thing, and it does
But I
lose
don't
value.
think Sugma was talking about those.
Yes, but
unfortunately,
I'm talking about North American houses, which almost never fit that criteria.
yeah.
Yeah. It's an actual net loss. Not likely.
It would have to take something like, oh, we had an oil spill, you know, like an actual disaster to get someone to do that.
And even then, there's insurance for that kind of stuff.
Oh my god, it just got destroyed on auto battle. Oh my god.
This team.
Yikes.
That. Yeesh. Fucking love that bridal banner.
Casey says I drive a 2009 Camry. What?
A Camry's a Camry, man. Those things last for a long ass time. I have one.
When I
So not
finally
newer than that.
buy a car instead of using my parents' cars, it would have to be an electrical car, which means that there's no way it'll be like from the 2010,
Yeah.
like 2010s.
Not like no.
Yeah. The problem was I wanted to get at least a hybrid Toyota, but when I was getting my car, that was like 2022, was it? Yeah, summer 2022. So it was like where the car market was just completely in shambles at that point. Like everyone had bought a shit ton of cars, and it was just the prices were ridiculous. And so I had to settle with a gas car. It gets good
All I really know
mileage.
about economy is that inflation sucks. Will also
Yeah,
be
but
2,000
gas is
carry
gonna get
over
worse.
Yes, inevitably it's going to get more expensive, sadly. So I'll have to deal with that.
Inflation sucks, yes. Also, year 2000. Oh my god, what is this?
2000. Woo.
You guys sure like your old cars. I mean,
Mine's
look,
only 2014.
if it gets you point A and point B and it didn't cost you a lot, it's probably worth it even with bad mileage because you didn't spend as much money on the car. However, my god, you are killing the environment.
I mean, I guess for a lot of people, unfortunately, that can't be the first consideration.
I know. That's why, like, my parents have been talking about, like, if I really wanted to, they would help me buy a car. But I've been just dragging my feet on it because, one, I don't really know what I want. And two, it has to be, all I know is it has to be electric. When I passed my driving test and I used my instructor's car, it was an electric car. Like, I just like how they handle it.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that. I mean, I've gotten used to just doing gas, but it's just so smooth.
Yeah, it's so smooth. It's so quiet.
Ah, that part is so nice.
When you're in a gas car, it feels like you're in another century, to be honest.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I
there's
guess.
a certain,
Adds
there's a
little
certain
bit.
satisfaction to it, even on automatics, but yeah.
And gas cars nowadays have the, at least in my car doesn't have it, but I know that some other cars do in my family and others that basically turn off the motor when you're stopped. For
Oh
long
yeah,
enough.
there's auto off, which my dad and I just choose to turn off. We don't like that, but
What? Okay.
Maybe mine has it. I'll have to actually look in the manual, but who knows?
there's a little button that has like it's an A with a circle in it. Usually that's the indicator of it. We don't like it, but yeah. But no, they do a lot to try to make the experience more smooth these days, even on gas. But it's different. It just
Okay.
it's different.
How about I try this again? Legislation. Right. Some countries are phasing out gas-powered cars by like 2030.
Yep.
You don't
Just
want to
outright.
be on the other end of it because even if you have a gas-owned car and you can grandfather it in, how is it going to work in the long term? Right? Like, why would there be as many gas stations, for example?
Oh yeah, no,
because they're not making more gas cars, so why would they make more gas stations? That wouldn't make any sense.
Nope.
So you don't want to be on the other end of it. So it just makes more sense to get an electric car in this day and age.
Yeah. In this day and age, I mean, cars aren't going to last forever, realistically. If you're in the middle, if you're like using a gas car and you've been using it for a couple of years or so, I wouldn't really be sweating it because it'll probably be border on worthless by the time it matters. Realistically.
Well, their
Depends.
engines also work a lot better because gas is dirty or oil is dirty. Well,
oh yeah, you got it.
Gasoline is dirty.
The maintenance is
So it wears down your parts a lot harder and faster than an electric car.
Yep. Oh yeah. Already had to get the transmission on mine. It's lovely.
Jimo's right though. Cars are really expensive, so I understand why people do it. But in my position where I can wait and decide, again, like where I work is super close and on the way for my parents, so it doesn't matter for me right now. And if I really needed to, you could just get a second-hand car. But like, yeah, let's just makes more sense. In Canada, we have a carbon tax too, so they really don't want you to get a gas car at all. Whereas if you buy an electric car, there's a bunch of rebates and incentives to do so.
No, it's definitely understandable why they want to push that.
Right.
Say that much.
I wanted to bring that up because I know most people here are Americans, and America does not have anything like that. Well, I guess it depends on the state, but like most states probably wouldn't do that. They're probably very pro-gas.
I've never had any inconvenience from being gas, I can say that much.
Yeah.
Just from the car being old. It's not even that bad. don't even have Costco nearby. It's never something I've had the ability to rely on.
I have one that's like half an hour, a little over half an hour away.
Very
So,
convenient.
yeah, it's not bad at all. It's like a special trip kind of thing, but it works out to get food in bulk.
It's Gmo. Gmo just said the biggest reason why I don't want to get a gas car. I don't want to like think about gas prices. Like, do you know how obsessive people are about gas prices? They're like, oh, I got.
If it goes like 3 cents.
Yeah,
no.
and then everyone's talking about it, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to revolve my life around gas prices. Like, it's something that's always on someone's mind. Not literally your entire life, but a part of your life. Or like, oh, man, I gotta purposely come out this weekend to grab gas so it's cheaper. So I'm like, what? Why?
Or you go an extra like 5 minutes out of your way to get something that's like 10 cents cheaper to the gallon.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to think and do all that shit.
Yeah.
Again,
Simplify.
you need a car, chat. I understand that, and but I'm talking from a position where it's like I can make these choices and decisions, so it's not the same.
Right.
But yeah, I get it. It's just yeah, I would never want to like purposely deal with that stuff.
Yeah, it's just some things that are just not necessary to sweat, or that shouldn't have to be anyways.
Yeah.
And are just products of an older time by necessity.
Man. Does anyone just want to stop time?
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
Would be helpful.
Even if it logistically makes no sense, it would be amazing.
It feels like things happen. So much stuff is happening all the time. You can't keep up with it.
Not that
I'm
life.
sure being in the news sphere in the past couple weeks sure feels like that. Dear God.
Kind of wish I was young again. Does that count? Gmo, you're not old. What the heck? Where are you going with this?
Ugh.
If you count as
Trust me,
old, you're gonna
yeah.
make a lot of people feel really bad.
Let's look at it this way. The best way to say you're young,
Sounds like fun.
I mean, okay,
Let's have fun over
connotation is not always great on this one, but just say you are.
Why not?
It's the easiest way to enforce that mentality.
Let's go say hello.
Just say you're young, okay?
Within reason, not within reason, but keeping a young spirit does unironically help.
I don't want to be copium, but there have been like human beings who literally like 30 is a new 20, and then those 40-year-olds are like 40 is a new 30. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There's a difference between delusion and positive mentality. I'll just say that.
Fine, I'm going.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with illusion, chat.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with delusions. That's the whole point.
I'm grateful to you.
All right, we should be able to beat this.
Oh yeah, right. Because it's engaged. I just used Emblem. Emblem Celica.
I wonder.
Wow, must be nice, jackass.
It doesn't seem like it's going bad for you.
Let's go say hello.
Yeah, because I'm using brain. Oh my god.
We have a plan, right?
I did lose the first time because Emblem Mike was 3 HP off killing it.
Ha!
The red
You
thief
lost first
on the
time.
left.
This is my first try. Brains over bullshit.
Why not?
Yeah, you're right. I overestimated Ike's ability to one-shot naturally. Oops.
I properly estimate everything because I'm smart.
That big brain going. All the action economy with Crom and Dual Strike.
What was the underestimate quote?
Misunderestimated me.
Let me see. Let me see.
The Bush quote.
Oh, this, I found it. I found it.
What?
Well, Maiko, I underestimated you. Yeah, well, maybe next time you will estimate me. That's what it reminded me of. That's so good. Oh my gosh. That's actually funny because that's linguistic, right? It's in English, right? Underestimate. Okay, well then don't underestimate, just estimate. Just removed under, right? That's the thinking because that's how the language works.
But it just means you can never be precise.
Oh man.
Don't overestimate, don't underestimate, just estimate.
Just
Then you'll be
estimate
right.
me. Alright, chat, we're gonna call it here. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh, who is the Fay Pass? I haven't gotten the Fay Pass in 2 weeks now. I don't want to ever get it again, to be honest.
It's Horse Crom right now.
Ooh.
And followed by... Who's next again?
We should be getting it like literally within 13 minutes.
Oh yeah, right. Resplendent is tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care, because I don't want to give this stupid company any more of my money. It's my
Resplendent-
money. Unless
Right
you
now
donate
it's
to me,
Horse
then it's
Crom.
your money, but...
And then
Oh,
it's
boy.
Seth
Oh, right, Seth. Yeah, yeah.
with art that doesn't suck ass.
Thank God for that. And then people still complain because they're like, "Oh, who wanted
looks the
Seth?"
same.
And then I heard people wanting Seth for like years.
Oh, I've been waiting for Seth for so long.
People are just
His
like,
art
"Ah."
irritated me.
Okay, his
Yes.
art might irritate you, but he sucks ass.
Yes, he does. I wish he didn't.
unfortunately.
I wish he didn't.
I wish they would
Wanna
do things for Jagans. Like they would give him a new alt that made him really good.
Not even just Jagans, the
can-
Oifis. Oifes.
Well, yeah. Who are a subtype for that?
Seth and Titania. Why are they bad?
You want me to
Why?
tell you guys about a radical concept? It's gonna be radical, and you'll never believe me when I say
Oh.
this. So,
Radical.
hear me out. The Fay Pass gives you one hero every 2 weeks. But that hero is usually too old and it comes too late, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
what if they just gave you 2 heroes? That would help catch things up. It would upset
never
a
catch
lot
up,
less
but yeah.
people. You will never catch up, but it will upset a
It'll
lot less
help you
people.
catch up.
And it will make it a lot more exciting and more possible for you to get the Fay Pass. And the counter argument to this is, well, they have to spend more money. I'm
Yeah, I was
pretty
literally
sure
just gonna say.
they earn much more money than 2 pieces of art. For 2 heroes art. Like, come on.
Also for the crazies, you have to buy Fay Pass and then pay $5 per resplendent you get.
Yeah,
So
is
like
true.
that you didn't already have. Just saying.
it would get people more likely to do this. Anyways, it sounds like such a radical concept. I think they should do it.
Yeah, it's
And,
like
you know.
radical communism, except for Faye. You know.
Why do so many heroes have feathers in the lobby? I'm too lazy to collect it. All right.
One
Well,
day.
you also
Herman.
don't.
You already
also
have
like how it looks?
971,000 feathers.
Oh yeah, I also hit cap all the time.
You would hit cap.
I'm here to ruin Faye like Sugman.
I thought
Oh
you
my
said at one
God.
point you
You're
did
not
it because
talking
you
about.
liked
Did you
the
see the
feather
Naga
effects
skin?
on the units.
Did you see the Taya skin? What do you think about Union Raid, dude? Gonna finish in 2 days. Kekwa,
Kusanagi, last time we did Union Raids, I'm absolutely sure we beat you guys to it. We beat it in like 1 day. 1 day, 1 hour. 1 day, 45 minutes, something like that. We beat it right at reset. So why would we need 2 days? Why would we ever need 2 days? As for the skins, no, I've not checked it out. I wanted to check it out today, but I took a nap. Anyways. Let us... And thank you, Kusanagi, for understanding you're pulling a Sugma. Everybody... I don't want to keep talking about Sugma. I really don't. I did mention this earlier in the stream. I'm going to treat this more like a business where I just ignore dumb stuff that Sugma says.
That would be
it's not winning
excellent.
things.
What a lucrative
Spurring
business.
the conversation, Nansai.
I'm pretty sure people have like left my stream because they're like, this streamer complains a lot about people, even though it's the same fucking person every time. They're not gonna realize it's the same person before it's too
No,
late.
they're not.
No, it's not spurring conversation. Most people are gonna get driven off by it. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah, like, Sugma would go, like, I'm playing other games, and I'm talking about other games. The last instance that happened, I was playing Nikkei, and I was like, hey, did anyone pull on this banner? I'm just asking because I'm gonna do some stuff in Faye in the background. And then Sugma was like, oh, are you gonna pull on the Celica banner? And I'm like, why are you asking me this? This wasn't what I asked at all. And he said, oh, it's on topic because you talked about with whether people would pull on Nikkei characters, and you mentioned that you're doing Faye in the background. Therefore, it's on topic. Does anyone understand how stupid of a stretch that is? Like, this is the kind of stuff you say and do when you have never had human interactions in the history of your life. You pull this stuff off IRL, people will walk away from you. That's the kind of stuff that actually happens. But anyways, want to talk about me being a 12-year-old hobo saying? You are a 12-year-old hobo. All right, we're gonna call it night. I need to edit the video and edit the video. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be streaming on time. Thank you, Kusanagi. Welcome back for 10 months, dude. Thank you so much for so much support and being awesome all the time. And I love you, man. But yeah, I really haven't had time to do much of anything lately. I hope we can do something. I actually wanted to play a non-gacha game today. I wanted to play I'll probably play it tomorrow if I have time. And double check. Have you guys ever heard about a game called, from the Warhammer universe, Darktide?
Nope.
Oh, never mind. I can't play it tomorrow. It expires
Oh.
in 3 hours.
No.
I haven't heard of it. Probably won't have heard of it, unfortunately.
That sucks. I've been planning to play this game with... I invited a bunch of streamers to play it with me, and a bunch of people were like, oh yeah, we'll play, and then they never pick up the key. It was free for streamers. I was like, what the fuck? Guys, come on. Anyways. Alright, whatever. I'll worry about Nick tomorrow. Anyways, let's call it night. I'm gonna raid Dingy. What's her raid message? Let's see the let's see the dong. Let's see the dingus. Let's see the ding. Let's see your dingus. Let's see the dingus. Let's see the dingus.
Not just any dingus, the dingus.
The dingus.
Let's see how this raid message. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do data mine tomorrow, and I swear there's something else tomorrow. I'll figure out tomorrow.
Refines. Yeah.
Yay! We can do double refines if we wait long enough.
I mean, technically speaking, with how small the data mine is, for Faye purposes, it would be.
I guess we could. I'll figure it out at work if I sleep well enough and sleep early enough tonight.
Right.
And if we want to do it quickly, we could look at the PM1 refines.
Yeah, as we do.
All
But
right.
yeah.
Take care, Gren.
See the dingus.
Turismo. Good night, Akina. Good night, Andre. Good night, Kusanagi. Good night, Goalie.
Good night, all.
Have a good night, everybody. I can't believe I'm still up.
All right.
See you all tomorrow.
Good night, Philly. Good night, Gmo. Good night, Sugma.
Good night, y'all.
All right. Take care, peeps. Bye bye.
Toodles.
Adios.